And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. I cannot see the chat. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Shout out to whatever it is your job description is. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you. Here we are on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Today is Hump Day. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Today is the 11th of December, 2024, and I cannot see my chat. So the 159 people that are here, I can't see who is in the chat room or nothing. I'm still waiting for it to show up on the other screen so we can join you and start shout out some people and these things. All right, there we go. Popped up on the other screen. Big up yourself and thanks for being here. First one in this morning is Kai Tai Jai Empress. Thank you for being here. Upmens, Patricia Thomas is here. Devin Gale is with us this morning as well. Farron is here. Sean Cassell is in the building. Great Goodies is here. Lovely Aneka. Lovely Aneka, fellow content creator, is in the building this morning. Please hit Lovely Aneka's name moniker on the screen. Go over to her channel. Share the love. Come on right back, right? Let me see. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. Hail all family is in the building. Kaz Robinson, Senior Sexy is in the building. Sharon Spence is here. RR123 is in the building. Charma D Star is in the building. Charma D Star, big up yourself. Haven't seen that name in a while. King Biggs, morning fam. Jennifer Bucknell Campbell is in the building with us this morning. Tracy Chin is here as well. Elaine Brown and Missy Brom is in the building this morning as well. Donna Davis is here. Tracy Caravan is in the building with us this morning. Who's this? Journey with Jet Shelley. Jet Shelley! Jet Shelley is in the building with us this morning. Jet Shelley, I hope all is well. Haven't seen you in a while. Donna Davis is here. Tracy Caravan is here. Journey with Jet Shelley is here. Journey with Jet Shelley kind of sounds like you started a YouTube channel, Jet Shelley. Tracy Chin says, my profession is sterile tech process. What is that? Sterile tech process. Hold on there. Okay, I think that's me. That was me playing back in my ear. Let me see. Oh, no. Over here. I have to mute this one. I had two screens playing, and I was hearing a feedback, but it was me on the other screen, and the volume on that one is up. So Wayne Nathan is in the building. Asarin Odetta is here. Jazzy Lady is here. BM is here. Trinity Elbay is in the building this morning. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. Lady J is here this morning. Journey with Jet Shelley says, I have my good days and my bad days, SouFlo. And yes, I have a YouTube channel now. All right, Jet Shelley, I'm going to come check out your YouTube channel, see what you dealing with this morning. Lovely Anika says, somebody go wake up Audrey. Audrey's still asleep, or she didn't get our notifications. Here we are. It's hump day. We got some things to talk about. Like, today is really an open day. So today you can actually just say what you want to say. But I still have some kind of guideline for myself, right? Couple of topics and talking points on the table. One of them is World Dawg interview. You know, World Dawg, we know him as Facebook hero first. Then he became World Dawg. And he recently did an interview. Well, before he recently did an interview, y'all know the whole shooting incident in Miami where he lost a friend and he himself was severely injured and hospitalized. Right. So coming off of that now, he did an interview because we've been waiting to hear from him. So he did an interview, and the interview was done at The Fix. You can go and watch the whole interview at The Fix. But I picked up a couple of pointers to talk about from that interview. So we're going to get into that this morning. Did y'all see World Dawg interview on The Fix? I process instruments for surgery, says Tracy Chin. Okay, okay. Never heard of that before. So I process instruments for surgery. All right. Tracy Caravan says I did. So you watched the World Dog interview, Tracy. What did you think about it? What did you think about the interview? The phone lines are open, by the way. It's 1-806. Let me see if I could put it up on this screen. 1-806-587-8953. And that's the call-in number. And it's free on WhatsApp. Let me send it right here. And pin it to the screen so everybody see it. All right, boom. There it is. All right. No, Nans, you didn't see it? All right. I got some stuff to say about the interview. All right. Khago. Y'all know Khago. Nah, sell out my friend them. Nah, got this, my friend them. Please, drag guide and protect them. Khago also has a song out that is called Tik Tok. Let me tell you what happened to me this morning. Boy, this thing I what we do. So I woke up yesterday morning really early, right? And I recorded 7 videos. Seven videos, 7 pieces of content. And this morning, yesterday I uploaded 1. This morning I uploaded 1. So I had 5 left. And when I went to go upload the Khago review, pen and paper review of his latest song, which is called Tik Tok, a Bad Man Place, all my videos disappeared off my computer. It was a computer glitch that all my videos disappeared. So when my video them disappear now, I'm frustrated whole morning. And I've been here all morning trying to, I don't know if you know that kind of frustration here. Each of my videos were about 20. Each of my videos were about 20 to 30 minutes long. So you can just guess the amount of time that was put into creating these pieces of content, right? The research that went into it. I sat in front of a camera and set up and all that, make sure sound right and everything, and did 7 videos and lost 5 of them this morning. So, boy, I'm frustrated still. That's why it took me even extra longer to come on this morning, because I actually had to like process it back through my system, but okay, moving right along with life. Khago Tik Tok song, Tik Tok, a Bad Man Place, is a good song to listen to. I'm going to go through some of the words of that song. And then there's also another stuff we want to talk about this morning on the table is the bill to replace the British monarchy over Jamaica, which would essentially turn Jamaica into a republic, has now been tabled. So obviously they're pushing through for this to happen expeditiously. Are we ready for that? Is Jamaica ready for that? Andrew Holness versus Mark. My final decision. I should more like say JLP versus PNP, People's National Party, versus the Jamaica Labour Party. My final decision. And you'll get to hear that as well. My final decision on politics we are going in Jamaica and the voting process and all these things. And then, of course, the 5th one was anything goes this morning. I'll be paying close attention to the chat this morning. So anything goes, you just fling it into the chat. That's one of these kinds of mornings. All right. We're going to start out with, which one should I start out with? Let me let you have it. Are we going to start out with Khago Tik Tok song? Are we going to start out with World Dog interview? Are we going to start out with the bill to replace the British monarchy? Or are we going to start out with the JLP versus PNP? My final decision. You have 60 seconds to choose while I sip this tea. One person up, and that's Nans, and Nans says the bill. All right. The time is flying by. We are 10 seconds in already. The bill. I have 3 the bills. It's not a call-in time right now, fam. I have 3 the bills and 1 Khago. Not taking a call right now. The call is going to disrupt 3 the bills and 1 Khago. Is this somebody that's not watching us or what? You're not watching or what? Hold on now. And then the phone does this crazy stuff. All right. All I see is the bill. The bill, 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 the bill. I think it's the bill. I have 1 Khago and the bill. Everything else is the bill, the bill, the bill, the bill, the bill, the bill, the bill. All right. So I guess overwhelmingly it is the bill. The bill to replace the British monarchy has been tabled. Is Jamaica ready to become a republic? What says you, the audience? Yes or no? Is Jamaica ready to become a republic? Do you think we're ready for it? Do you think we're done? We chose the bill. Wayne Nathan, we chose the bill. The bill it is. Are we ready to become a republic? Or do we need to still be under the British monarchy to have some kind of, you know, Mr. Article Don says, nope, we're not ready. Nitty Bitty Crafters, thank you for being here, says, nope, we're not ready. All right. Boy, Julie Tapper says, good morning and blessings, family. All right. Let me get into the bill and tell you what's going on with the bill. So, the bill to replace the British monarchy has been tabled, which would essentially leave Jamaica a republic. Jamaica is one step closer now to becoming a republic and moving away from the British monarchy after the government introduced a bill in Parliament to replace King Charles with ceremonial Jamaican president as the island's head of state. The tabling of the bill marks the greatest progress made so far in our efforts to reform the Constitution of Jamaica to achieve the national goals of having a Jamaican as head of state instead of the hereditary British monarch, and also having our supreme law taken out from under the cloak of the imperial order of council and placed in proper form, said Marlene Malahu Forte, the Constitutional Affairs Minister, who tabled the historic bill yesterday, Tuesday. Now, saying that there are no coincidences, the minister acknowledges that the Tuesday marked International Human Rights Day as well as the 100th anniversary of the birth of former Jamaican Prime Minister Michael Manley, a staunch anti-imperialist and social justice advocate whose party is against removing the monarch without the simultaneous removal of the United Kingdom's Privy Council as Jamaica's final court. Are they saying that the People's National Party is against removing the monarch without removing the Privy Council? That's what I got from that, right? They're saying that Manley was a staunch imperialist, anti-imperialist, and social justice advocate whose party, which is the People's National Party, is against removing the monarch without the simultaneous removal of the kingdom's Privy Council. So they are for removing the monarch, but keeping the Privy Council as Jamaica's final court. There might be some misconstrued or misinformation in that, a politics time, again, I don't take everything lightly. I've heard them explain that before, but we'll go with what is said right now. So alongside the Republic transition, the bill proposes to entrench the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in the Constitution, incorporate national symbols and emblems, clarify Jamaica's citizenship criteria, and strengthen the constitutional amendment procedures. But approval of the law faces hurdles as the government and the opposition disagree over Jamaica's final court. Remember, I told you all a few days ago, I said I was highly disappointed because I was one of the Jamaicans that did not know that we were not truly independent, so to speak. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, SouFlo, we are truly independent. That's just a figurehead. That don't mean nothing. That don't make no sense to me. It means everything that our highest courts is in the UK. And the law lords have the last say at the top. That means everything. You can't just say that's just a figurehead or that's just some symbolism or that's just no. It means everything. If I fight my case all the way to the highest courts in Jamaica, I can also fight the case out of Jamaica to the actually highest court that is not located in Jamaica. Based on that, I came to the conclusion that we are not truly independent. But then it forced me also to look at other things. We are not truly independent, but do we really want to be truly independent? Because you know some picnic stay is like raising a child, right? And your child looks like the child that needs a lot of guidance still and a lot of oversight still, kind of thing. That is how I view Jamaica. I view Jamaica as that child that still needs a lot of oversight. Now, I'm not saying to keep us under colonial rule, because what I have noticed is the people who historically were colonial masters, they have gone on to a more, how should I say it now? They have gone on to a more today's view of things. They have gone on to a more just way of dealing with things as opposed to how we ourselves deal with things back home in Jamaica. You know, the opposition People's National Party has insisted that the British monarch and the Privy Council should be removed at the same time to make a full cutting of colonial ties with the Great Britain. Okay, here we are. So the opposition, which is the People's National Party, they have insisted that the British monarch and the Privy Council should be removed at the same time to make a full cutting of colonial ties with Great Britain, from whom Jamaica gained independence in 1962. And we found out that that independence isn't really independent, because if it was, our highest courts would not still be under them. Our constitution, so to speak, was written by them, their founding fathers, right? However, the government has argued that there is no consensus on the issue and that the proposed replacement of the Caribbean Court of Justice, they propose to replace the Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice. It also said a decision on the court is set for a later phase in the reform process. Boy, I don't know. Back to the Vibes Cartel case for me. I learned a lot watching that Vibes Cartel case. Too many home things to sort out. Let me see what the audience is saying. Because through me, I work off of one screen today. You know, when I go to read, I'm blocking the comments, so I can't see the comments at the same time. Too many. Jamaica is not ready. Jamaica is not ready. Jamaica is not ready to become a republic. Kaz Robinson says as well. Wayne Nathan says no, we are not. Donna Davis, Lady J says Andrew's trying to push this through for him to have more control. Devin Gale says no, not ready. Corruption have to go first, or corruption has to be handled at reduced. Then, not true. Let's see if we can take this phone call real quick. Why does the phone keep doing that? Okay, here we go. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Yes, sir. I was listening to your skill, but with this corrupted government, there's no way we're supposed to go fully independent, because to Jamaica run, and the government itself, the headman, with all the bank account and all of teeth and stuff, there is no way, because the country is totally unbalanced. I mean, I have no question. The less fortunate, I can always get it, because this man is supposed to, even supposed to be in charge at this point in time. Because our people are asleep.
You see what's going on with the IC?
No, with him.
You see what's going on with the you see it, right?
No, with him. No, with him.
Yeah.
Some keen people with some keen reputation, not this man. This one of them people that a bunch of cut short, killer, pirate. Believe me, say killer, I mean seriously. Killer on the words.
Wow.
No, seriously. No, think about it. I mean, you get roughy fix, you put the money in your pocket. People that say that affect them, it affect everybody because you put the money in your pocket. How much money would this man have in Europe every lifetime? He could never achieve so much money. Never. And check out what the man's job is. What the man's job is. Where he start off from. Simple. You can't add it in quickly. Which part may start off from. So we're going to get so much money. This man could never ever in a qualify to bring it that far. Some clean man, but not this man. The man include.
All right, manners and respect, family.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the brother gave his opinion. He said, yes, but not under this man. In other words, not under Andrew Holness, because he thinks that Andrew Holness is deeply corrupted and the wrong person for the job. Like somebody in the comment section said, he's just trying to push that through so he can gain more control. Now, please understand, let me put my disclaimer out there. These words you are hearing and these opinions, these are words and opinions of the people who are calling in. The opinions and words of the viewers are not necessarily those of the host of this show, SouFLoTV. I have my opinion. I will give you my opinion at the end of this before we move on to the next topic, right? There's a part here where we say, remember I tell us that the topics we're going to talk about this morning: World Dog Fix, the Fix interview, Khago Tik Tok, Badman play a song, bill to replace British Monarch, and Andrew versus Mark, or JLP versus PNP, my final decision. It is in the my final decision part that I will give you my say, because me just come to a conclusion this morning after getting up early this morning, sorting through some things, gathering some information, paying attention to something. I've come to a conclusion as far as this goes. So I'll share that in a minute, right? Let's see who else is here saying something. All right, they're in here greeting each other. I think I could go ahead with what I have to say. Let me see. The bill, no, we're not ready, says Karen Baker. And Steve James says, you must be ready, or why are you independent? Every birth of a nation has growing. You must be ready, or why are you independent? Steve, that don't make no sense. You must be ready, or why are you independent? We're claiming to be independent, but I just explained to you why I think we're not independent. Hi, mommy. You ready to go bye-bye? Yeah. You want to do your outfit check real quick? Outfit check. Ooh, pretty girl. I like your shirt. Come, jump up. Let's do your outfit check so you can go bye-bye. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Did you say hi? Say good morning. Good morning. This girl on her shirt looks like her. Right? Yeah. This girl looks like Milani. That girl has 2 hairs. She has 2 hairs? That's how you had yours before. It's just a different style now. Don't mess your hair up, mommy. Yeah. All right. So we're doing outfit check. For those of you who never seen this little princess before, this is Daddy's baby. This is Milani. And Milani is going to do her little outfit check. This is her fashion segment. It takes about 2-3 minutes, and then she's out of here. So bear with us for that, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Want to stand up on me? Yeah. Stand on me then. Why are you staring over there like that? Stand. You're distracted. All right. So we're working on pink sweats today. And put your shoes up. Pink and white Pumas today. With some white socks. And a pink long sleeve because it's still chilly here in Florida a little bit. And on her shirt, it has somebody that looks like me. No, me. A little pretty girl that looks like you? Yeah. Yeah. Give me some love up. I love you. I'll see you later, okay? Okay. Tell the people bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say see you later. See you later. Give them a peace sign. Peace. Go.
Peace.
Go enjoy your day. Have fun with your friends.
Okay.
All right.
Chica Maria.
I love you.
Love you.
All right. Back to what we are saying now. Same here, Marilyn. Da 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 da. Comment section. Comment section. Okay. All right. So here we are, right? Let's talk about the bill to replace the British monarch. Let me go back and finish giving you the rest of the details off of it, and then we can finish up with what I have to say as far as all of this goes. Remember, I know is that anything goes more than this, so it might start off dragging, but it's anything goes. And when I say anything goes, it means if you lead this morning, it's whatever you want to talk about on anything goes morning that actually gets talked about. See, so although I have a guideline for what we're going to be talking about, you can jump in and give yours. I see Marie's message 411 TV on the screen. Please hit Marie's message 411 TV. Go over to her platform. Hit that subscribe button. That's a fellow content creator on YouTube as well. And tell Marie message 411 TV, say, SouFlo send me over here. But him did send me in front of you, and you did hear him when him send me. So big up yourself. Same way. All right. Let me see. This is not coming back up. I guess them know I would finish reading it. Okay, check this out, right? The bill to replace the British monarch tabled. I am under the impression that after watching the Vibes Cartel Privy Council experience, me not feel too good about Jamaica um, being going to be a republic and getting rid of the monarch. And I don't want it to sound like I'm happy to be under no white leadership or I'm happy to be under our colonial masters or anything like that. Because I don't want people to get it misconstrued. That's not the case. However, I feel like we are like the child that has not really balanced how to walk properly yet, and we still need guidance. We need checks and balances, and it's like we can't trust ourselves for the checks and balances. So me not feel too safe. The opposition People's National Party has insisted that the British monarch and the Privy Council should be removed at the same time to make a full cutting of colonial ties with the Great Britain, from whom Jamaica gained independence in 1962. However, the government has argued that there is no consensus on the issue and that the proposed replacement with the Caribbean Court of Justice. So they would replace Privy Council with Caribbean Court of Justice. So our highest court would be the Caribbean Court of Justice. Where is the Caribbean Court of Justice located? I don't think it's in Jamaica. It also said a decision on the court is set for a later phase in the reform process. Now, last week, opposition leader Mark Golden criticized the administration for an alleged lack of consultation, meaning them not talk to about things. He made it clear that his side's concerns remain unresolved. This is a situation where one hand simply cannot clap, and without the support of the other side, this process is going nowhere. And we have to put on the table issues of real concern, and unless those are addressed, our support is not guaranteed, he said. So apparently, both sides are needed to make this decision a reality. But People's National Party leader Mark Golden is feeling like they are being left out of the process. So basically, it's just talk, them a talk, and I bring things to front page and newspaper, but they are not actually going to go anywhere if they do not include us in it and our concerns are not addressed, is what Mark Golden said. Malahu Forte rejected the claim of a lack of consultation. In other words, she has said, but we are talking to them. But she said that other steps will be taken to have the cross-aisle conversation. She also said that the change will not be completed before the next general election, which is due within 9 months. If you don't know how it works in Jamaica, they can call the election at any given time. It's not like the United States of America where the election has a set date, set month, every 4 years. That's not how it works in Jamaica. In Jamaica, it is pretty much in a time period, and you have a limit date, and you can call it any time between this time and this time, which I think also is something that needs to be done away with, and a proper date needs to be set. Somebody reminded me that Andrew Holness said that was one of the first things he was going to do when he got into office, but apparently he never did it. You can imagine how much power that gives to somebody, right? Things not going too good for me right now. I'm not calling the election yet. Hold on, let me do some things and spin some media stuff and, you know, make sure I drum up the support. Now I'm ready to call it. It's like, that's like your employer telling you, you are able to work here at this company. Just come in anytime you feel like it. Anytime between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. you can clock in, and you can go home anytime between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. It's up to you. Just anytime between these. That's how it looks to me. The Republic bill will sit on the table of Parliament for 3 months before the debate starts in the House, just so everybody understands. And later, the Senate. I'm sure it's going to sit at the Senate for probably another 3 months. The government has the required numbers in the House to get it passed, but it will need at least one opposition member's support to get approval in the Senate. Ultimately, a referendum will be required to approve the move. I don't think anybody on the other side wants to be that one person who gives it that one. So it goes if everybody else on your team is saying no. Before the debate, a joint select parliamentary committee will be established to review the report on the bill. Okay, holy politics talk, right? Let's narrow it down to this. This is my personal opinion before we move on to the next. RR123 says, I want us to have independence, but I'm afraid of not having an oversight justice system as our own in the island is so corrupt. And that is my biggest fear. Me, personally, that's my biggest fear. And again, I mentioned the Vibes Cartel case. Now, you see how long that man took? 13 years under a wrongful conviction and fighting with how much the hundreds of millions of dollars to be free. The average Jamaican wrongfully convicted cannot afford that. The average Jamaican wrongfully convicted or have a botched case will just have to do the time. And remember, I know, it was 38 before eligible for parole, and then move it to 35. So that means that you would have to sit in prison for 35 years before they even think about, let's bring him to the parole board and see if he's ready to be released yet. Him not ready yet. Send him back. Make him do 5 more. Before you know it, you're in there for like 90 years. Never. Him not ready yet. Send him back. Did anybody watch Parliament yesterday? There was no PNP in attendance and a handful passing and approving legislations. Crystal G says there was no PNP in attendance and a handful passing and approving legislations. I did not watch them. I didn't see it yesterday. I know politics is at play. My biggest concern is our judicial system, and you know, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo. How are you?
You have us on speaker. Please take us off. I'm good. How you doing?
I don't have you on this.
No, you have me on Bluetooth or something?
No.
No? Oh, you sound so.
Okay, I took it off the speaker.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I am in agreement with removing ourselves from the monarchy and take us to the Caribbean Court of Justice, because it's not in Jamaica.
When
The reason why
we're
I'm in
not in the
agreement,
well, we wouldn't be independent then, would we? Still.
hold on. The reason why I'm in agreement is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people not able to pay the money to get through England to get their cases heard. You know, a lot of people probably want to get a fair trial,
Mm-hmm.
not able to financially afford it to take their case to the privy council.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have it in the Caribbean, it would be more affordable for a lot of people.
It is located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, so it would be a little more affordable for people to have their cases been heard.
It would be more affordable, but will it be more fairly balanced, unbiased?
I think it would. I think it would.
Here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
especially people in certain positions of power, they have this colonial
Yeah.
mindset. And that colonial
Okay.
mindset goes over into when they try cases, who is standing before them. If you look through the whole Caribbean, you will see that there is
Mm-hmm.
two justice systems in every country. In every Caribbean country, there's one for the poor, there's one for the rich, or there's one for the upper class, and there's one for the lower class people, etc. Are we going to do away with that? Are we gonna do away with the light skin versus dark skin, who from curly hair and is not black, them Indian and them family own the car dealership and the this and the that, or them name Wang or Chin or Cheng? Who's are we gonna do away with that and be fairly treated? Because when we go to the Privy Council don't care about
We get
all
a
that.
trial.
Yeah, the Privy Council
Mm-hmm.
doesn't care about all that. They look at the
That's
details of the
true.
case. But in the Caribbean, every Caribbean island, because of our past, we have this thing that still lingers among us that plays a great role in how justice is doled out.
The other thing is so slow
Hmm.
is I'm kind of want to agree and disagree because there will be no checks and balances too.
That's why I'm scared, because there will be no checks and
That's too
balances.
why, yeah. So I'm right in the middle of yes and a no because we're not going to have any checks and balances if we do that.
That's scary.
That's scary
That's
too, but
scary
it's
because
also
they
scary
can
that a
make.
lot of people won't be able to afford financially to take their case to the privy council.
But who's okay?
That's
So
too
what will
scary.
the fees be to take it to the Caribbean court? What will the fees be? We don't know.
That's true, but I think it would be a lot less than what it was in England to get to England.
I think
You don't think
I,
so?
I think they should make it so that it's not about money for the individual who's trying to free themselves from a wrongful
That,
conviction. If they really mean us
because
good, if they do away
mhm,
with that Privy Council, right, and you want to really show us
yeah.
fairness, let it be not about money. Let it be about fighting on to the next level until you're heard at the highest level.
Uh, can I say one more thing to you?
Sure, absolutely.
Did you do any research about the doctor that been practicing in Jamaica and he's not licensed
No, I
in the
saw.
hospital? You didn't do anything about that one?
Not yet, not yet. I want to
Okay.
though, and I will. But
All
I
right.
saw
Okay.
some stuff about him. The one that said that he
Okay.
was actually just a content creator.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. I'll be on it. I'll be on it.
All right. Thank you so
All
much.
right, I
Morning,
appreciate you
family.
greatly.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
yeah. So it's located in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. So again, just like that's my gripe. My gripe is this. Okay, Jamaica. Like if you're in the US and you say you want to fight your case to the highest court, it's all done in the US on US soil. I don't have to go to Spain for the final court. I don't have to go to the UK for the final court. I don't have to go anywhere else. It's all fought right here. Marie's message 411. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. RR123 says people wasn't paying attention to see that Trump right hand man visited Jamaica several times when he was in office. That was Mike Pompeo. I saw him and we had a discussion about that actually. I thought that Mike was visiting. well, we were saying stuff like China and Jamaica is pretty, bench and batty as we call it, and that must be disturbing for the US because Jamaica is right next door to the US. So it would be in the US best interest to find out what it is China is doing exactly in Jamaica. Imagine this. Okay, so this is a bit of a conspiracy theory, but not really. I just want you to think outside the box. I said, imagine if you think in terms of my enemy, right? China, mainland China, far away from the US. However, if they strategically get allies that are close to the US, they can reach the US whenever they feel like it, be it through intelligence gathering. I don't know. Who's to know if they are not infiltrating the US, submarines going underwater? They found spy submarines from other countries trying to infiltrate other countries before. You don't know what they're doing, right? Gathering intelligence information on the citizens of the US. Anything that makes the US government feel like they're in jeopardy. So it's in the US government's best interest to figure out what the hell is China doing in Jamaica. I'm sure they're not strategically placing themselves right there just so they can open a whole lot of restaurants and wholesale businesses, grocery stores and stuff. There might be more to this than this. I look at it like my enemy is in my backyard. Then, on the other hand, I'm like, the US does big business with China, don't they? So how? I mean, that's your enemy, but you do big business with them. Are they really enemies though? That ain't what I'm trying to talk about this morning. End of the day, now saw them corrupt and wicked, too bad down there. So end of the day, we would come off of Trinidad, we would come off from the UK, we would leave the UK, done with the Privy Council, and head over to Trinidad to where the Caribbean Court of Justice is. We would still not have our final court in Jamaica on Jamaican soil. And to me, that's not independent. Why do we not have a constitution that is updated and written by people of today that can benefit Jamaica's people today as we are today, not the antiquated laws that are on the books? And then from there, also have a judicial system that goes from start to finish on our own soil. Then you can say you're independent. I can't say I'm independent when I still need somebody to pay my light bill. I need somebody to go half on the rent. I need somebody to go half on the groceries. I have to come to somebody for decisions that are seriously. You're not independent. That's not what independence is. It's like moving out, but your parents still are okay on your bills. Right, Audrey? Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, no, I'm not for that either. At the end of the day, though, right? Let me tell you something. Be honest. As I move from the bill to replace the British monarchy into my other topic, which is Andrew versus Mark Golding, Andrew Holness versus Mark Golding, or Marky G and Bro God, for them little thing them have a guan, or JLP versus PNP. Let me make this very clear. I see a lot of people, and I have said myself, at one point I have said myself that if you were to ask me today, my main concern for Jamaica was that too much of Jamaica gets sell out to foreign entities, and Jamaicans don't have first dibs on anything. And that's a major concern for me. And the other thing is too many Jamaicans are running away while too many foreigners are moving in. And I view that as them, again, strategically planning how to gentrify Jamaica. And then Jamaica's resources as well. And then if you look at something like Cockpit Country, which is supposed to be, this is our lungs. Cockpit Country is literally the lungs to Jamaica, the body. So if I puncture your lungs right now, what would happen to you? You will be wheezing and you'll probably be dead soon. And I feel like they're planning to drill out cockpit country and do kind of things in it in the near future under certain persons. So I have said earlier, if that's the case, then I would rather say a PNP government, because they have vowed to protect cockpit country and to protect maroon sovereignty. And based on that, I said I would have rather seen a PNP government. But I've been doing my research. I've been looking around. I've been paying attention to Jamaican people. And I hate to say this, but I have to say it. From today forward, my final decision when it comes to Jamaica and politics is I don't business with either of them. I don't. My general consensus now is this. Let the Jamaican people get what they voted for or did not vote for. If it was in your power to get up and go vote and you did not, then you get what you get. If those who got up and voted and they got what they got, then them get what them get. But whatever them vote for, make them live through it. Here's why I came to this. I'm watching what's going on, something very closely in Jamaica, and I'm seeing, like, let's take for instance the Integrity Commission's battle right now with Jamaica Labour Party's leader and our current Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Andrew Holness. I'm watching this battle go back and forth, and it kind of reminds me of leading up to the election in the United States of America with Donald Trump. You know, when a set of people are die-hearted, you know, you could go to them and you could be like, but he killed his mama. And they'll be like, so? That don't have nothing to do with us. I'm still voting for him. But he's going to chop off all your limbs. You won't have legs or arms. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm still voting for him. Listen, I don't care what you tell me. I'm still voting for him. Apparently, in Jamaica, you have that. And the die-hearted people are so die-hearted. Their hearts are literally dyed in the colors of whatever party it is they choose, whether it be PNP or JLP. I'm for one, always have told the people two things that I think are fundamental. For one, I said, do not vote for who is not in your best interest. That means this election, you could very well see me all in green. Next election, you could very well see me all in orange if green did not fulfill its promises that got me to vote for them the last election. May I try to tell the people them that this die-hearted thing now work. So that's my stance on it, right? But that's not working. That's not working. And because that's not working, the people them are going to vote for who them want to vote for, regardless of what we say to them, regardless of what we show them. And I realize now that me hoping for better is a false hope, because it's never going to get better. It's going to be exactly what it is. It's going to be exactly what it is. And, you know, I'm going to really tell people, say, vote for JLP or vote for PNP. If your life has been flourishing under JLP and you see no reason to vote for PNP, then so be it. That's what an election is about. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? Now, as a fellow Jamaican or a fellow human, if I ask you why you vote for them and you decide to have a conversation, you should be able to tell me X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. You see the point now, SouFLo? All right, then. Why you not voting for them? And I can give you my X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, and we can have a real conversation. But you literally have people here who are like, I don't want to hear nothing way off to say. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Yep. PNP, me say, till me dead. JLP, me say, till me dead. And they're not changing, no matter what you say, and no matter what you tell them. And we're going to left it right there so with them. You know, sometimes you just have to pick and choose your battles, you know. And for those of us who have the privilege of being able to travel and live in many other places around the world if we choose to, and some level of financial freedom, we don't have to be bogged down. I mean, we can't save everybody. And I know it sounds bad, but we can't save everybody. And I also realize that sometimes the people who you're trying to save are the very people who will harm you for trying to save them. So me have left that alone. And whatever they vote for in Jamaica, may they get just that. You know, may they get just that. People don't learn once they belong to a party and they'll never change. And it's like beating a dead horse. Carry notice, exactly. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good. I have a question. Do you, if we have the time, do you think that maybe with the next generation that's coming up, like those who are in high school and in UE, that there can be like a changing of the minds? Because a lot of the people, at least that I see, with, you know, the diehard PNP, JLP, whichever, these are older folks. You know, just like in America, you know, you have a lot of younger Black Americans talking about the civil rights generation, and you know, they have these antiquated ideas on how to do things, and the younger generation is just like, look, it's between young and old, you know. So do you think that with the younger generation that there's a chance? Because when I look at Africa, for instance, I look at, I don't know if you're following what's happening in Burkina Faso.
Yes.
And man, if I could carbon copy him, and I'm telling you, he's young. He's actually the youngest. I think he's the youngest president in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know his name. I just know that he has the scar on the side of his face.
Yes,
and I know
Ibrahim
he stands
Traore.
on business. Yes.
Yeah, Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Yes.
Now he's completely 180 degrees from the mentality, the old antiquated colonial mentality of other African leaders, right? And there's a freshness in the things that he's doing, and he's doing it so quickly just to make you show. Wait, could have done all this time?
Let me just name one. Let me just name one because I saw it yesterday. They have now seized control of every gold mine in their country. It is under their rule, and he was handing out the gold blocks to fellow politicians yesterday, just so they can hold them up, just so they can see that this is ours now. No foreign entities are in control of our stuff anymore. I thought that was crazy, super powerful.
That was very powerful.
Yeah.
And you have the younger generations, and really all over Africa, because from Kenya to Zambia to Nigeria, the young people are, if they could dash with them on president and pick up Captain Ibrahim Traore, they would be willing to do that. So there's a difference in mentality. So do you think that there's a possibility that we could see shifts in the next 10 years with the young people who are coming up? What do you think?
My answer is, and I hate to do this again, not enough to make significant change, because this is exactly who I was following. I was doing some kind of a little research behind the scenes, and I'm getting the same energy that we're getting from the elders, this die-hearted thing. It's already embedded in the young ones. This whole die-hearted thing is already embedded in the young ones. Even me, you have young people who are right now in school, like university, or haven't even made it that far yet, not old enough to vote yet. They're in high school, and they'll get on social media and they'll be like, suck him out a PNP boy, in my PNP, you know. And I'm like, okay, here we go. That right there. Yeah. So I'm not care what I want to say. I him will vote for still. So with that being in their brains already, and they're so die-hearted already, it's like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard. Not impossible. It would have to be a lot done to make that significant kind of a change for a whole generation, or majority of a whole new generation. But I don't see it in the young people that are here today. They're going to carry on exactly what is here now with them.
So the I guess you would say the continued lack of critical thinking is in within the young people.
And then let's not forget the brain draining, and everybody who is upper mobile, they're looking to either leave or So Yep.
you know what? It kind of remind me of back in the day before desegregation. You had the black intelligentsia. You had the black doctor who lived next to the living woman, the washerwoman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you had a community that was forced to be where children of the washerwoman could be influenced by children of the doctor because they're all kind of, you know, and then you're seeing a way to be. You know what I mean? It permeates the culture. And when they left, when the brain left, so to speak, you just had poor people who were, and I don't mean ignorant in a disrespectful way. I just mean ignorant, like they just don't know certain things.
Right.
You know, and then that just bred all kinds of unsavory behaviors.
Exactly.
It's almost like Jamaica is that same place.
Yes.
Where you've had the intelligentsia and the upper crust, the black upper crust who left, they've gone to the Cayman. And then you've had the, you know, our grandparents where they said tree job, them the generation, them left already. Then you have the young people who, like the young man who was, I would so to speak, scolding the prime minister for being disrespectful. Him are gonna look to leave.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then you're left with people who I love people, but who are highly ignorant.
Yeah.
All right. And uneducated and unpolished.
And seem like they don't mind being that way. And seem like they don't mind being that way.
They don't even realize they're that way.
Right. So they would,
you know, and then there's an ignorance and an arrogance and so it's like Jamaica is like another example of what happened in Black communities here.
Right.
And I was just hoping that you were going to say something different, that the younger generation is looking in a different direction. But now
I couldn't, because that's what brought me to my decision this morning. That's that same question you asked is exactly why this decision I made, where I said this Andrew Holness versus Marky G versus Bro God and PNP versus JLP. Leave them and let them deal with whatever it is they vote for or did not vote for and got.
So we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my friend.
Oh, quick question also. What happens to Coptic country if they go with this republic thing?
Very interesting. Because I can't say I know. All I know is there's no rapport between. So I'm looking at Chief Curry. And all I know is there is bad blood between Chief Curry and the current administration. Andrew Holness has already made it very clear. But he said the other day, because there were a set of Maroons who came out to support Andrew Holness the other day. So he said, we have great plans for you.
Oh, God.
But whatever the great plans mean, they did not go into details. Right. They didn't go into details. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
All right, thank you.
All right, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you.
All righty, fine.
Yeah, we don't know. But that is exactly why I made my decision this morning. Exactly what she just asked and exactly what I was able to answer. I was able to answer that because I was up thinking about that early this morning after I did some reading and some looking and some seeing. I said the mind state is not changing and it's going on to the newer generation and the younger people. It's going to be here for a while. Suck your other PNP boy. Walk off JLP boy. Dirty thinking boy. And it makes no sense even speaking on certain things. So you know the best thing you can do is take yourself out of the equation if you have the luxuries of doing so and allow what to happen and see how it all unfolds. So Jamaica, me not in none of your politics. None of it. I don't want to be in any of it. I will sit back and I will watch it all unfold. And whoever, may the best man win. And may it be for the betterment of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad and for our long-term future. May it be for the betterment of that. Other than that, I no longer have anything to say. Yeah, I see what it is. Maybe you can call me giving up. Maybe you can call me losing hope. Maybe you can call me whatever you want to call me. But I think it's a wise decision to just, we go off a basic principle like, don't worry about stuff you can't control. So this is me releasing one piece of burden off of myself. I go stop worrying about something when I can't control. I watch the Jamaicans, you know, get up. And if it's party, I keep out the road. You know the party, you know when the truck them get together and them a blow the whole heap of hand them and them playing whole heap of music and food and drinks out in the streets and them waving them flag. Everybody come out, you know. I watch a voting session the other day. And a handful of people showed up to vote. A handful. I think it came down to who won. One by 100, or one person got 113 votes and the other person got 115 votes, and the one person won by 2. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Oh, going for the slow morning.
Morning, family. What go on?
Yeah.
Talk to him, man.
Yo, it cannot change what Jamaica need. Most of you them were willing to make that change. Now they are Jamaica were inspired by other country. They uplift Jamaica. And the youths them what did it, just as they said a while ago, them are die-hearted PNP and die-hearted Labour.
Already.
Yeah.
And I realize that now.
And if we were there abroad, have the knowledge to go make change, we're not going to hear people try to kill we.
Yeah, brother.
Sense.
That's
the
why.
Same people when you try to help, willing to take your life.
Yes, sir.
The people were not going to help them.
Yes. Some of us are still out of them business.
We can't save them.
No. I realize that now. I realize that now.
Because me talk to people down there, I say, yo, you can't there at Jamaica and have no running water. And still like people in the community. Ghana town the other day.
A conference.
And I jump up and say, yo, we really got a conference and not running water every 2 years. So the mother did me right.
Yes.
And Andrew them broken.
Yeah. So
you can't save them the people there, yo.
No, you can't. Just leave them alone, bro.
Just make them come.
Yeah.
It's sad, but
I saw.
Yeah, I saw.
You
got yourself here.
Manners and respect, brother. Manners and respect, bro. Yeah, I saw. The brother just said, you know, a certain community, them not have no running water for how long now. And everybody clear out the community, gone a conference the other day. I could imagine them there jumping up in their colors. And you can't, especially affecting change from the outside, you can't. I've come to that conclusion. You know what this made me feel like? Well, this made me feel like, dude. Broke off your back. Big up conscience philosophy. No, but when I have serious note. When you know what this made me feel like? This made me feel like exactly how I felt when I realized that we were truly independent. I said, shut up. What are you talking about? No, Jamaica highest court there. Jamaica, the person who brought me to it was like SouFLo. Come on, man. You of all people, I thought you were well read. I said, I am well read. He was like, well, if you were, you would know. Go check out what the Privy Council is. Have you never heard of it? And I said, yes, I've heard of it. But it's not okay. Read up more upon way do and what its connection to Jamaica is. And then the Vibes Cartel case started going to the Privy Council. See, everything happened for a reason, you know. And my eyes got really open to what the Privy Council is. Because all along they've been telling us, it's just a figurehead. It's just and the king or the queen, it's just a figurehead. They're meaningless. They don't really mean nothing. You know, so they were really like rocking us to sleep with ignorance. No, man, you're not really under the, it's okay, hush, baby. Hush, you're not really under no queen. But why is the queen listed as the head of state? No, man, it's just a figure of speech. I know nothing. Relax. It's all right. But head of state means something. No, baby, don't mean nothing. It's all right, man. Relax. They've been like rocking us with this bullshit for the longest. So when we figure it out now, my heart felt so broken. I was like, "Bumba cloth, we still upon plantation." All right, let me go back and look and see. Okay, so how the government set up. So what is this man position then? The Governor General. What you really do? Let me look up when actually do. Can you just hear the title, but you don't really know? Let me go look up when actually do. Oh, okay, all right. So him like one time So this is the plantation, and him is like the overseer in the absence of the man who actually own the plantation. Yes, so if anything have to go and pan the plantation, him and the man where go to the owner of the plantation and then take orders from him and then come give it to the figurehead who is been elected to lead this plantation, whether it be a JLP or a PNP leader. And then, so when I started to match the thing now, that's a blood fire star. I saw with that. I didn't want to believe that this is where we were at in history. We're here, people, in history. I'm here with you. Remember we said we are here now, this time sharing this space in history, and history will record us. And 100 years from now, not one of us will be here, and people will speak about our time and us and what we did back in our time. Yeah, we're there right now. So in this year time in our history, I never did want to accept that this is where we are at. I thought we were a little bit further up the ladder. Come used to bossy, put it on my hand in a tattoo. See that? Yeah, death before this honor, bossy. Tell somebody say, me like a tattoo that's still but you know, you're not really independent and all this. And it started a snowball that went into an avalanche of knowledge, and then here we are. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Always remember the great power of the oppressor in the mind of the people. RR123 says, I've given up. I don't know how many more summers I have, so I'm conserving my peace. This is where I am at. This is where I am at with it. And the disappointing part for me is seeing now that the younger generation are fully up in arms with the old bullshit. And it's going to keep on going for a long time to come. When you can see that, have some foresight and see that, you just move yourself out of the way. You just move yourself out of the way. Yeah. Unstoppable Josh Halins, fam, thank you for being here. Murray's message 411 says, Chief Trini Elbay, I agree. What did Trini Elbay say? Trini Elbay be having some good points. One Fresh Meds, Walton, always remember the greatest power for the oppressor is the mind of the weak. Okay, now that I've read it over, it makes sense. Always remember that the greatest power for the oppressor is the mind of the weak. But at this point in history, we are oppressed ourselves. We're oppressing, down pressing, side pressing. The more of that is coming from us and ours than anybody else. You know? All I see we're going is get rich. Get rich, get rich, get rich, get super wealthy. I want my bloodline to be so rich, them rich for generations to come. I'm business about the other people, man. Like we hang a few sitting over here, so. And that's that. And that's the end goal for everybody that sits in a certain seat. So it's nothing. RR123, he has plans for the little ones that went to meet Andrew without curry. He has plans for them. I know him have plans for the Maroons and for Akampong and for Maroon Town. Him have plans for their sovereignty and have plans for... You have plans. I want to know what the plans is. If you're not willing to talk to the leaders over there, what are the plans? But he's already made it very clear. He's already made it very clear. This conversation right here, I don't want it to confuse nobody. This ain't no PNP, JLP conversation, because I've been here long enough from childhood to man times. No, I'm not gonna say manhood, right? Wife in a manhood there. But from child days to now as a grown man, under both parties, I have seen, let me talk in all fairness. This is not a speech against Andrew. This is not a speech against any JLP or PNP leader specifically. This is a speech about the state of how Jamaica is politically. and my disappointment in realizing that it is not going to change. Clear as day, when we just say, right? Right. So, with that said, this is not about JLP or PNP. This is about me realizing that things now go get better in a certain places, certain things that's going on. So the high hopes we had. Because I've been here long enough to see sufferation under People's National Party and under JLP. So when the two parties them been giving us sufferation for the longest, then really and truly, I actually really see why people become die-hearted. You know? Because some people are like, well, we are going to suffer under the next one anyway, so we might as well stay over here so and suffer. It's just like when I said I will never date a single mom. And somebody said, SouFLo, your own kids them can stress you out to, or kill you to, or neglect you to, or whatever. My answer to that is I would prefer to go through it with my own than to go through it with some other man's neglected seed. Yeah. So I see the same mindset among the people them. Why may I stick to the evil when I know here, sir? I mean JLP right through. Not that I'm condoning that mentality, but I see the necessity as to why. Can't be a fucker going under the two. Pardon my language. I didn't mean to say that. I was thinking it, didn't want it to come out that way. Come here, try to keep the language clean. Bare foolishness and frigga going on under the two parties them. One, when they're in power, them said a bag of things that they're going to do and they don't. And then the other is over there saying, you're not doing this and you're not doing that and you should do this and you shouldn't do that. But Uno did inner power at one time too, and all those things weren't done under you either. And then if it should flip and you get into power, I bet y'all would do the same thing all over again and give us the same thing again. So Jamaica has always gotten the same thing from both parties. You know, remember the whole talk about UIC and a new party need to be there, a third party needs to be there, etc., etc. I believe that was a very real talk. But the people now go for that neither, because they're stuck on what they already know. Yeah. So we're gonna left them right there. So with that, with what them already know. Yeah. I've seen that both parties do the suffering from both sides. Karen Notice says, yeah, that's Jamaica's story. That's Jamaica's story. If you are older than a certain age, you will know that Jamaica has met sufferation under both parties. There was no time where there was such great prosperity under any one party that it would sway the people greatly to that one side, to where they would say, no, son, now go back on the other side. It has pretty much been, give or take, the same. If I close my eyes to all the politics going on in Jamaica, and I live outside of Jamaica, and I just fly in, if I fly in 3, 4, 5 times a year, spend a week or two every time, move around the place and everything, I would not know who was in power. And I don't think I would really care either, because it's always the same status quo that is being maintained. It's always the same status quo that is being maintained, regardless of who sits in that chair. That's my realization. Yeah. Message 411 TV says, I would like to see Chief Richard Curry as the PM of Jamaica. Yeah, that right there. And I bet you said that because how them govern where they live, right? No crime, no violence. Everybody is protected and cared for, kind of thing. Yeah. I've said that before too. Why can't we take the model from there and just apply it to the whole Jamaica? I would now say that this is a new leader. Give him a chance, Mr. Brown. Yeah, but what happened to my man from the UIC that came and laid out all his plans for us and everything like that, and the people them still just turn them back on him? I said it though. I said it. I said the UIC is not powerful enough. They are not in the minds of the people enough. Either they're not using social media enough, or they're not boots on the ground enough. You have to realize what time we live in right now. You can't run political campaign like how them used to run it in the 80s. Stay behind the scenes, and you have a whole lot of stuff at your disposal now. Everybody's attention today is on social media. So if you don't have a robust social media campaign, you're not going nowhere. And I looked at the UIC and I didn't see a social media campaign. So I already knew. And I said this, if you go look back at my old videos, I said the same thing. They're not going to be able to be effective in any way. Right. Unstoppable Josh, big up yourself. Unstoppable Josh says, come on, people, put the likes to 500. I'm not even looking at the numbers. Okay, so there's 1,146 people in here, and there's 405 likes. Unstoppable Josh says, please put the likes to 500. Hit the thumbs up button for us, people. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you in advance to the people who do. And those who don't, we already know, say just so you stay. Not true? Anyhow, I'm convinced most of the people, them just love sufferation. And that, Audrey, because then we are suffering, then we curse you for trying to stop them sufferation. Now, who am I to stop your sufferation? If you want to suffer, then suffer. Pardon me for stepping in and saying I'm trying to stop it. Me never did know so you like it. So go on with your suffering. You know, you hear me just say? Go on with your suffering. Who am I to step in and go on like me want block you from your suffering? Who am I? So me I take back myself. I'm not standing in the way of their suffering anymore. I don't have nothing more to say after today. Them can have all of them suffering to themselves. Yeah, man. Because them look like them like it. Need to invite him back one morning at SouFLo. I've been thinking about it, but I mean, I'm highly disappointed. I'll be openly able to say that now. I'm highly disappointed that I gave pointers and none of the pointers were taken into actuality. You know when you feel like you've said something great, and the great thing that you've said, you might as well keep it to yourself. Yeah, I felt like I said something great. Because when he was here, I said, I don't think you're going to be effective unless you have a robust social media platform. You know, you have to depend on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at least those major ones. And you have to constantly be building a momentum and having the people and following it. And the second thing you have to do is you have to start mobilizing and being presently in the streets where the people can actually see you. You have to understand that Jamaica still sees a sea of green and a sea of orange. And those are the two major contenders. And I'm aware of all the other issues, you know, media now play them enough or stifle their stories and their funding cut off and, you know, accusations and allegations and disruptions. I'm aware of all that. But the boots on the ground, get out and mobilize. If I say get out and mobilize and move around, me hear somebody say, what you want them to assassinate the man? Okay, well, if that's the angle we're coming from, it's never going to happen. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
Well, all right, but I'm a little bit angry with you.
You're a little bit angry with me?
Yes, I was.
Talk to me.
You gave him all your opinion and he did put them. I can tell you that. I am not on TikTok, but he's there because I'm on his live and he said, thank you for the TikTok over TikTok and whatever. So I know he's there, but I'm not there.
Where are
you? No people. Yes.
You don't understand what I mean. Notice I use the word robust.
He's there every night.
I'm not talking about him because he alone can't do it.
No, he alone can't do it. And he has other people and starting to people coming on. I know what you're saying and saying that it is not going to be that loud as the two other parts. And I get it at this too, because I told you already, I love my sister. When I told my sister about the OIC, our names are my sister is 46 years old. So my sister would have stood up in a TikTok all the nonsense. Forget what they're saying. That they're saying something important and people not grasping it. So why to stop their separation? And I agree with you. But he's out there. Not to say that he agree what time exactly which what the things and he's out there. And I saw him brainstorm and tell people how to put them up on the status and share them. Yes, it's going and going slowly because at the end of the day, if you are saying you are in Jamaica and you want to build a one home, not care more until you're dead, just be a one home application. So he's out there, he's sending the message, he's spreading the message. It may be slow and I understand and I agree with you with that. Honestly, and on the ground, it is slow, but it's out there.
I understand that. But robust for me means you're everywhere, especially on social media. Maybe it needs a different approach, like getting people to create pieces of content that are not just you sitting on a chair talking to people. Maybe you need to create. I don't know something other
but it's
than
doing it.
something.
That's what I'm saying to you. You tell the shots video than what you would have done. He starts doing those as well.
I'm not seeing them.
Well, maybe I'm going to share them in the chat.
I'm not seeing
Not
them.
the chat, but the thing all of us.
And if he is doing them, then maybe the people who are actually following him closely are not doing him any justice because they're not sharing them enough either.
Well, we can't do without
You understand what I'm saying?
In the chat room, and we don't. So let's see.
All right, you see that? So you understand what I'm saying now?
No, some of these parents not get it. Yes.
Yeah. So
and for
it's
me,
not
my new idea for him now. As I say, get the young blood, as someone caller said before, the young blood. For me, my idea now is to start with the primary school, even the infant school, and say, even panalico, what you call it, where the hand out and say,
leaflets, pamphlets, pass out. Yeah, them kind of thing that may I talk about. When we say mobilize, so get on the ground.
Mobilize. So you pick it up instead to say, what is the UIC? And they will say, go to their phone and look because it's the technology age. Yes. So, I mean, this all the way, because I can tell my mother about the UIC. She'll say, I will stop at the company, tell them, and go sit down. Who is you to tell to stop the separation? But me, I believe in the field that I can for me travel out of the country and me see. Just like how they would have said America that to burn down with them in I me as a UIC burn down with me because see the better future for in Jamaica because a long time we need to sit down and I look what Jamaica is going to be like 100 years. Yes. So I agree with the person. Get him back on one more that let him tell his ideas again. And see what he has taken from you and you ask him the advice what you give to him if he never took them. So please do that again.
So you said try to get Mr. Patterson back again?
Yes, just as one person text in the chat as well. And me agree. Get him back on next morning again. Understand saying not loud enough. He's taking long. Not loud enough.
Yeah. That too, but with he's not loud enough. But with election being as close as it is now, what good do you think that would do? Because there's
one more person will be hearing.
Okay.
One more solid person who is thinking, who is capable of thinking on their own and not coerced, will grasp it.
Okay.
And yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right, there was another call that was coming in. Caller, if you was calling, there's a good time to call is now. Here what I say, election too close, right? And the UIC is not powerful enough right now to even stand on feet and be like, we are a commanding presence in this election season. I'm just being realistic. I have to be realistic. So as much as the idea of a third party who is completely different from the other same old sounds good, the people them now go just whoosh move over there. So live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Yeah, just hang up, so. All right. So that is what I'm saying. It's not me talking down about the efforts of Mr. Patterson. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Let me get you that. First response that last caller that you had with the UIC.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the man needs to be able to travel.
He needs to be able to travel, you said?
I was listening to him the other day because I thought it was great when I saw that they were going to have a third party in Jamaica.
Mm.
He can't even travel out of the country.
Why?
I believe something is happening with his passport and Andrew Woma's government. I was listening to him the other day on YouTube, I believe it was even.
Okay, so you're not sure why?
And that was out of it. There's a case in court that they still haven't settled out, and he's not allowed to travel out of the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we do.
And then the next thing about that party, the man is boring. He is just damn boring. You can't want to run a country and you're going to sit down in a cushy seat and talk. And at the very get-go, they've had issues, many issues, financial issues with people inside of their party. They need to work those issues out first before they come out and want to do anything in Jamaica. Jamaican people are not stupid. And the word does spread fast. And it's so funny because to me, Jamaica is such a beautiful country. Yes, I was born there, never raised there.
Right.
I don't know. Ask my parents. Ask my mother. I wasn't raised there. I always said if I lived in Jamaica in my teens, I would have never moved to Canada.
Mm.
Right? However, to me, to solve Jamaica's problem, freaking Poison Hermitage Dam. Some of the good have to die for some of the bad. Because there's no getting good with that country. It's too lawless. It's been lawless from Port Royal days, from before it sank when the pirates were there, and it's forever going to be lawless. Let's do some history on that one.
Right. So,
it's too lawless.
And that's on every level.
Everybody is out for themselves. Any government that you put into Parliament building there, they are just going to be sucking and sucking. And they're going to be putting the poor people furthermore down into the ground. And these people will not wake up. They're too die-hearted. They're teaching the children to be too die-hearted from birth. The government is going into the school system. Even in public school, I see Andrew Woma's government in there.
Yeah.
Spinning political nonsense with children. No government should be in schools. None. And then the next thing that they do is bring all the shit that the Canadian government brought here in Canada with the splitting same-sex marriage and same-sex this and same this and same that, and they bring it to Jamaica. They're fucked, excuse my language, because we're fucked here in Canada. Our school system is fucked.
Really?
Our school system here in Canada is totally fucked up. Our healthcare system sucks. Everything is going down the drain.
Wait, hold up.
Hold
up. I've always heard
because
that Canada
might be just totally biased and ignorant.
Might be, because I'm gonna need some other Canadians to call in, because I've always heard different about Canada. School system is good, healthcare is super good. So you're probably the first person I've ever heard that said.
No. Yes, it's free. It's free. Come and go to the emergency rooms. Come and you need to have a surgery done.
Then
Come
what?
and talk to me.
Then
the
what?
Schools. How many fights are going on inside the schools right now, and the gangs that are inside of the school system?
Wait, no. Go back to the healthcare stuff. You said come and go in the emergency room, and what?
Yeah, let's sit in our emergency room and talk to me.
Yeah,
and tell me where our hospital.
What would happen? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
You're there probably until the next morning. And if you need to be admitted into the hospital, God help you if you get a bed in 2 days.
Are you kidding me?
I live here, SouFLo. I grew here, SouFLo. I know enough nurses. I know a few doctors. Our doctors and nurses are taking off to the States. For years now, they've been going.
Oh, I wasn't aware of all that.
It's not always greener on the other side of the fence.
Right, and I was made to believe that Canada is one of the greenest when it comes to work opportunity, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to education. Those are top of the list. Work opportunity, healthcare, and education,
you're paying for
and safety.
Your ears, your eyes, and your nose hole.
Man, I would pay if it's that good, as I've been told how good it is. If it's what I've been told.
The education system, listen, I'm not saying in the sense of that the education system stuff where you're not gonna learn certain things. Teachers are not allowed to pass or to fail students, I should say. They're not allowed to fail them. Pass them on to the next grade. I have a family member in that industry.
So it's all smoke and mirrors
anymore.
So it's all smoke and mirrors.
You cannot fail the kids anymore. You have to just push them to the next grade.
Oh, wow.
And it seems like this is what's going on in Jamaica, because if you're looking at students going into high school and cannot read, it's pretty pathetic.
Right. Got it.
I hear students going into high school in Jamaica and they cannot read.
Yeah.
It was never like that.
I know. Dunce became
we had the brightest students in the West Indies.
Yes. Yes. Dunce became the in thing. Dunce became the in thing.
And they just sit there and think it's so funny. And you know, the one thing that really perturbs me, I'm sorry if I even come off course with you on this one right now, are these people on TikTok. Wait until TikTok disappear and they have nothing else to gain money from. What is going to happen to them in Jamaica next?
They'll find something else, some other way. We have that's on the list to talk about this morning too, though.
Okay, so cool. I don't want to keep you.
All right, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you.
No issue, bye.
All right. Remember, I know this morning name Anything Goes Morning, and not only that, even though we are on topic, you're free to call in and share your thoughts. Her thoughts doesn't necessarily. Her thoughts is not law. It's her thoughts. It's her opinion. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm blessed.
All right.
Hey, on behalf of the caller, still, what she's saying is not wrong in a lot of ways. Still, the emergency rooms are overflooded. But you know what happened is, remember in the movie Kings of Kings? You remember who they let in the country, eh?
I don't remember the movie Kings of Kings, though.
Okay. Well, you know, certain people, you let them in the country and they flood the country.
And they flooded?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now the former prime minister is trying to say, hey, we let in too much now because they're killing the infrastructure. There's so much homeless people in Canada. Our food banks are overflow. You go down to the main part, downtown Toronto, you see people pitch tent on sidewalk, just like they're doing in England.
And the U.S., all over the U.S. Listen, there are some places in the U.S., right? You will literally throw up, like vomit, if you walk down those streets. You see people bent up in, like, I have never seen a person stand up and look like a U shape from drugs, and you'll see like a whole street of these kind of people frozen in weird positions and open sores on their bodies, and who's doodling on themselves, and who's shooting up in broad daylight. And we have all that here in the US too, some places. But again, what makes it the land of opportunity is if you come here and put your nose to the grind and stay focused, you can afford to be way away from that. I know where to go find it if I hit Skid Row, but the whole US ain't like that. It's here. The thing about
that's one that go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing about Jamaica is that, you know, same thing about Jamaica though. There are lavish and nice places in Jamaica. Even just regular living people. I ain't even talking about people who making a lot of money. I just told that people that yesterday, I believe, or day before yesterday, you can't really show off on anybody in Jamaica. So even the people who we are saying, boy, them poor are, them a suffer, I get to realize that they're actually more comfortable than even I am in the US, a lot of them. So maybe this perception of what poverty is and who is poor, maybe we're the ones who are sitting poor, because they good. That's why they don't participate in what you're pushing them to participate. Get up and go vote now, and they're like, no, we're good. How things stay right now. That's why, you know, so I die after JLP till me dead, or PNP till me dead, because they good under whatever it is that's going on. We outside looking and seeing an emergency. They inside chilling.
And you know the funny thing about that too, I would say other people are looking at these people that are coming in, right? But then I'm looking at the Black community that's been in Canada before these people multiplied.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still stagnated. And these people come and them surpass us.
Who are you talking about though?
The Indian people, them, if you want to spell it
yes,
out.
but it's why you spell it out.
They have surpassed us. I'm gonna be honest.
But you know
when
why?
You look at Brampton, man.
You know why? It's the same. It's the same reason why the Chinese. I mean, I'll talk about the foundational Jamaican Chinese them from way back when. We can chat patois good and them there from long time. I'm talking about it's the same reason why the Chinese coming off of mainland China could go to Jamaica and surpass Jamaicans who have been there their whole life and for generations. There's a method to the madness. There's something that they understand that others haven't grasped yet. So maybe that is what it is in Canada as well. Those Indian people, they pool their resources together, they stick together as a people, and they come up together. They're not afraid to be 12 of them in one apartment until somebody can get a next house, or 12 in one house till we can buy a next house and a next house. And before you know it, if you give them a decade, they have 12 houses.
Exactly. And all we do as a Black community is just chat.
So we can't blame nobody else for that.
No, you're 100% right. And just like even the independence of Jamaica separating from Britain, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. It's just like a child going out on their own and they think that it's easy out there, but then they're going to learn what it's like to be I wouldn't even say independent. You know, I don't believe in that word independent, because there's always a dependency.
Somewhere.
There's always. Even when you look into the heavens, God don't do everything by himself. He has one angel holding up the north wind, the east, the west, north, and south, the four corners of the earth. He has one angel doing this, one angel doing that. He's not doing it all by himself, even though the scriptures might say, but if you read carefully, that's not how it is. There's no independence. There's always a dependency. I learned to live and depend on God. So I can't do nothing by myself, because when listen, that word independent need to be re-advocate. We need to revisit that word and analyze that word.
Yeah, but
Jamaican already. This government, this man is just there to rape the Black people. And they know that we're very gullible. Not we, but the people are gullible.
Saying.
All them at look from a good government. And
Stop talking about my good up Prime Minister. All right, brother. Manners.
All right. Yeah, have a blessed day.
You too, though.
Hey, one thing too, I love
Hold
your
on.
daughter's morning views, eh?
Hey, okay.
Yeah, yo, just keep her up on that, man.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you
All
greatly.
right, bless
Thank you.
up. Yeah, peace.
All right, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
No, this is Joseph Patterson. How are you?
This is Mr. Patterson. Mr. Patterson, I'm getting a lot of feedback from you. I don't know if the device you're watching us on is the device you're watching us on the volume, or do you have us on speaker?
No, I don't. I just
okay. Now you sound clear.
Wonderful, wonderful. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm doing great.
Good morning. Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. I got a call from some of your viewers asking me to come on the program this morning, so I'm doing just that.
All right, you're more than welcome. We were having a discussion, and basically, I just told the audience that I have given up. I have given up on trying to convince anybody or trying to speak on Jamaica on a whole as far as politics goes. And I've given up on trying to convince anybody that to vote without a die-hearted mindset, but hold your leaders accountable and put your vote where they've earned it, kind of thing. Because I realize now that, you know, the old way of doing things and thinking is still fully in effect, not only amongst the elderly people, but also heavily amongst the younger generation of people. So I'm trying to subtract myself from that equation. Now, we got to talking about a third party being a better choice for Jamaica, because we've always gotten the same thing, truthfully, under the JLP and the PNP. And UIC came to mind again. So we started talking, and I said the UIC is not powerful enough because the UIC is not loud enough. The UIC is not on as many platforms or is not seen and heard enough. I mean, given the times that we're in and how social media controls everything pretty much today, it's a powerful place, right? And I'm not seeing boots on the ground action or social media heavy action, robust social media platform from the UIC. And with election closely approaching, I'm thinking UIC is null and void, like won't cause a dent in the issues. So again, it's going to be back to the JLP versus the PNP, Bro God versus Marky G, and I'm just staying out of that one. Whatever the people vote for, I hope they get, and whatever they didn't vote for, I hope they get. I just hope that it's to the betterment of Jamaica and Jamaica's future. So you can take it from there.
Sure. You sound very defeated.
Yeah, I am.
And I understand. I understand and I don't understand at the same time. Because you see, here's what we have to understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you want out of life, whatever it is you want out of life, you have to set goals, you have to set objectives, you have to build a plan, and you have to execute on it. Now, if we, the people of Jamaica, which includes you, want something else, then that's what we have to do. It won't happen miraculously. It won't happen by any one of us wishing. So what I did, I took the first step and I put my neck out on the line and I paid some significant price. In fact, I'm still paying it right now in the justice system. But everybody should understand, I warned us about this. I told us all that what's going to happen is when I do this, they're going to come after me and they're going to seek to do to me what they did to Marcus Garvey, and they're going to seek to do to the UIC what they did to the UNIA and the Marcus Garvey Party. Now, the only way to stop that from happening is we, the people, now responding in kind. And if we, the people, don't respond, if we, the people, sit on the sideline and wait to see, okay, let me see what next Mr. Patterson going to do. So no matter the time before they just hang Mr. Patterson while we're waiting to see what he does next. We, the people, have to get involved. How do we, the people, get involved? If you look at other countries, what do? They rally behind something. They join something. They volunteer in something. They donate to something. And it's because of that why you get a groundswell of action, which leads to outcome. My job was to educate empower, and lead. So I've done that. Now, if other persons decide that they're going to sit out and wait and say, okay, year 1, year 2, year 3, and see where it lands, then we're not going to get anywhere. And so the UIC continues to advocate, we continue to work, but you can only work so long without gas in the car. You can only drive so far without gas in the car. You can only drive so far when you're driving on rough roads and your tire get bust. And somebody have to find the time and energy and the resources to put that tire back on. So as long as we, the people, yourself included, do not step up to the plate and join our Marcus Garveys and join our Sam Sharps and join our Nannies and join our Paul Vogels, they're just going to cut us down and replace us with Norman Manleys and Bustamantes, and we get what we have.
Man, it's a tedious thing though, and not I shouldn't even use the word tedious, because if you're doing work like that, tedious is expected. But it's such a slow. I'm not seeing a build-up.
But it's as slow as we make it though. Just imagine right now, the UIC has never had 1,000 donors giving, say, even $10 a month, 1,000 persons across the diaspora. You want to tell me of the 4 million people in the diaspora and the 2 million voters in Jamaica, you can't have 1,000 persons giving $10 a month? I've explained, to all of us. I've explained to all of us the game, right? We know the game.
Right.
In this election coming, the two parties will get $500 million. You want us to campaign. What are we going to campaign on? Air and river water? So we can't even buy bottled water. So we have to go a river and draw some water and just blow some air. What will the other parties campaign on? They will campaign on $500 million from the PSOJ. They will campaign on billions stolen from our tax coffers, and they will campaign from foreign agents who are pumping money into their campaign. Now, those people who are doing that, they're doing it because they understand the value of owning a government. And they own the government by owning the party. Now, if we want to own our government, we have to own the party. If we decide to play spectators and observers and mere voters, then all we'll have to vote for are what those put in front of us. So the PSOJ put the PNP and JLP in front of it, and the foreign agencies put the PNP and JLP in front of it, and the PNP and JLP thief our taxes and put themselves in front of it, and we just want to observe the situation, and if we feel like it, we go and vote. 30% of us voted in the last election, 70% did not vote in the last election. Now, those who don't vote, that's a first step, because they're saying there's no difference between these two.
Right.
The 30% who vote are voting out of ignorance or commitment to the kind of partisan pork barrel politics. But here's the problem. There shall be no change unless enough of us, not even the majority, but just enough of us decide that we want something different and we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. If we don't put our money where our mouth is, we're only going to have mouth and they will steal our money.
Okay. I think we're too few in numbers, then, is what you're saying.
No, man, we're enough away, man. It's 4 million away in North America, in the diaspora.
No, but I'm
and
talking
there are
about
2 million of us on the ground.
Yeah, but I'm talking about on okay, say for instance, right, to rally behind, say, a UIC and bring a UIC to where it is a contender. There are a lot of people who are talking, but there are not a lot of people who are actually doing.
They're not doing.
Right. One of my audience members just said, this is something that we do. Like, it's even hard to get them to just hit the thumbs up button over here, even though I come on every morning and I open the chat free and I said, just hit the thumbs up button, please. And they wouldn't even hit the thumbs up button much more, so I can understand that part. But it leaves those who want to see better feeling very defeated as the process goes on.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at with it.
Somebody was asking if I'm able to travel. So right now, sorry?
No, I was gonna say, please clear that up for us, because I was thinking that might be some misinformation. I'd rather hear it from you.
Sure, no problem. So what has happened, right? They have strategically made sure that I am tied down to Jamaica, meaning when I was arrested on the 22nd of September 2021,
because you were
they
out
held
there,
me without bail. They tried to hold me without bail.
Because you were out there marching, right?
Thanks to the effort of my wife and others. And what they did was to delay having a hearing at the Constitutional Court for almost 4 years. You heard me?
Wow.
For almost 4 years.
Wow.
And then they finally had a hearing. Now, in between that time, between the time when the Supreme Court or the Constitutional Court call a hearing, I have to go to court every month almost to the two lower courts that are trying to charge me with these issues. So I have to go to Halfway Tree Court and I have to go to the Manchester Court almost every month or every other month for the last 4 years. All I'm going there for is for them to tell me that the Supreme Court has still not yet ruled, and so we have to come back again. And that's normally taking 6 hours of driving plus the time in court. So a full working day plus gas and wear and tear on my vehicle and on my family, back and forth for the last 4 years. Finally, the Supreme Court heard my case on June of this year. And told me that, okay, this case, what they said, and let me tell you, this is very, very important. The trial was set for 3 days. And when we went to court, my lawyer, Mr. Wildman, was so effective at laying out the case and beat the government lawyers on every turn that the judges said they don't need 3 days of trial. They have heard enough. These are 3 Supreme Court judges. They have heard enough to rule on the case within the next 30 days. By July 31st, we will have a verdict, they told us. It has now been December 11th and no verdict. Why is there no verdict? I'll tell you why there's no verdict. They realized after leaving the chambers and realizing that they've won the case by virtue of our very solid arguments, they realized, hold on a second, if we release a verdict now, this is going to bring down this government because they have lost so many other court cases, and this is the mother of all court cases because it proves that they mismanaged the so-called pandemic, that they overstepped their boundaries, and that they violated the very laws they were to uphold, and they violated the rights of the Jamaican people, and we have proven that in court. And so now they can't afford to announce that verdict before an election. Because if they were to announce the verdict now, all hell breaks loose. It's not just Joseph Patterson, it's all the Jamaicans who have been wrong since 2021 all the way through to 2023. So there's a serious problem for the Prime Minister. So what we have here is not a separation of duties or powers. The Prime Minister's office, which is the executive branch, which as you know is mixed up with the legislative branch, is also colluding with the judicial branch. And they're all holding off from bringing a verdict to the Jamaican people, a ruling to show that the Prime Minister himself broke the law, undermined the Constitution that he was supposed to uphold when he sought to lock down and mandate and do all kinds of things to the Jamaican people. And he did so in an improper way because he overstepped his boundary in terms of proper consultations across the aisle and also with the judiciary. And so he's going to be found guilty as a government, as a Prime Minister, and this is going to be a major obstacle for the next election. And so what they're doing, they're holding off until after the election before releasing this, just like he's holding off because of his other pressures. Now here how bad it is. The Prime Minister also took a case to the Supreme Court just the other day because he was unhappy with the Integrity Commission's let me call it ruling for simplicity, and he decided to challenge it. Now, it took less than 90 days for him to not only get a hearing, but to get a ruling. And it has taken more than 1,000 days for me to get a hearing and a ruling. I still haven't gotten a ruling yet after more than 1,000 days. But the Prime Minister, who has a case less than mine, this is a personal case. It's about his personal finances. Mine is about the national interest of the Jamaican people, their rights and freedoms. And his violation of those rights and freedoms And he got his case heard and ruled on in less than 90 days. And I am still waiting for justice for over 1,000 days.
Wow.
That is what we have in Jamaica.
Wow. Now, you know, see, there's another thing here, because, you know, there are a lot of people who are, I think they're beating you and anybody else who is supporting you. They're beating you to the punch, because, you know, bad news gets around fast. So when you have 100 people out here who are saying, Mr. Patterson can't even travel because him have some criminal case in the court, them, and it leaves other people walking away saying, I wonder where I'm involved in a criminal case. Criminal case.
Yes.
It can be very sabotaging, right? So my
That's
point
why they
is,
did to Marcus Garvey.
Right. And my point is,
Yes.
why weren't we hearing all this from you? Why?
I've placed it out there. I've been communicating this. I have communicated this on before. Sorry, go ahead.
I just need a way for you to be louder and more seen and more heard.
SouFLo, let me, because I'm obviously not communicating properly here. You guys need to understand, right? Where does louder come from? I'm on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I speak on TikTok. I have.
Where are you
approximately on TikTok? Maybe 60,000 or so.
What is your name? Where are you? What's your link on TikTok?
It is UIC Jamaica. Everything
Jamaica.
for me is UIC Jamaica.
Okay.
UIC Jamaica.
Okay.
But the point is, here's a point that people need to know and understand and remember, fully understand.
Mm-hmm.
As they will always kill our prophets as long as we allow them, right? Mm-hmm. So they're always going to kill the prophet. Now, all we have to do, we have to become the voice of the prophet. We have to become disciples. We cannot keep waiting for the prophet to do everything for we. We have to get involved and we have to become champions of the message, like a Debbie Downs, right? All the persons that are a part of the UIC's knowledge base. I have put out more than 420 videos over the last 3 years. All of the UIC messages out there. Everybody knows what I've been talking about. But those who simply want to be a spectator, mm-hmm. You're waiting for you, SouFLo, to carry the message. You're waiting for Unstoppable to carry the message. Okay. You're waiting for somebody else. They just want to enjoy the entertainment of it all. Just watch and see when Mr. Patterson the next, when him get locked up next, when they finally kill him, and then they say, oh, another one bite the dust, and we move on. We have to move away from that. We have to become activists for the country we want. If we want Jamaica to be no less than Singapore, we have to get behind the UIC movement, get involved, join, volunteer, donate, spread the word, go up on the rooftop and shout it out, go into the street, go up on the bus, everywhere, and tell people, if we did that, mm-hmm. If we, the people, decide to do that, they can't stop us. Otherwise, they will simply stop us by not showing us on TV. No matter what happened in this country, no matter what we do, the only way they'll put me on TV normally is if we go here and bust a shot in the public and say, oh, look what I do. Now he's a criminal. If I am going to simply talk about UIC's message and policy and whatever, cut. We don't want to hear him. If we can get him in a mode where he looks like a madman and sounds stupid or whatever, yes, let's hear him. So that's their strategy. They control the microphone, their stuff. You, SouFLo, control this microphone. Many vloggers out there, you control your microphone.
Right.
When is the last time most of them invite me on their program or whatever? Never. They're talking about the issues, but there's no invitation. I am busy working. I mean, do you know how damn hard it is to build a political party? Let me tell you, it is like having a baby and worse. The delivery process, the waking up late at night and early morning to feed the baby, going to the river to catch water to come back to bathe the baby. It is a very difficult and tedious thing because even the people you're trying to help will turn around and bite you. So everywhere you turn, Maka juke you. So it's not easy. If anybody thinks that this is an easy task and why he doesn't just do more, I can't do any more. I just need more people to do some. And the more of us who do some, is the lighter the work gets for all of it. And the less stressful it is for all of it. Because we don't have to become defeated, because now we would have known that, hey, I am carrying my piece Tama carry film piece, Miria carry fair piece, and if all of it carry a little piece, before long we'll have 500,000 members, millions of dollars, and there's no way the PSOJ can stop us.
Understood. Understood. My mind is brainstorming as to how to mobilize, because I hate to be a person that accepts defeat. Even though I might feel defeated in a moment, I'm not necessarily a person who submits to defeat. So my mind is brainstorming on, and I'm if I was to be say it, I would be guilty of that too, because I'm not over here championing like I'm speaking. I'm saying we want change, and I've always seen the same come from both JLP and PNP. But at the same time, I'm being a hypocrite by not pointing towards another alternate route. So yeah, it's me, it's others like me who might have a platform that are able to drum up more support or make a message louder to different places and people, and we're just not doing it. But I think it comes from me also, like back to what I said, I wasn't seeing the support from anywhere else. When you say something a couple of times, like I'm stuck in YouTube algorithms, and if I'll give you an example, if I do a topic and I put up a particular video, and that video tanks for me at 1.5 to 2,000 views in a 24-hour period, I might never do that topic again. If I revisit that topic and I do it twice and it does the same thing, my average is 10 to 15K in a 24-hour period for one video. And sometimes I do 3 and 4 per day. Now, if I do one that goes 150,000 in a 24-hour period, I call that like a runaway. But so I've tried, and what I got back was the lowest feedback views I've ever gotten.
Got you. Right. I follow. Let's think about let's think about South Africa for a second and the ANC. Remember the ANC, right?
Yes.
The African National
Congress, yes.
How long was Mandela in prison for?
Was it?
You remember?
No, 27 years or something like that.
Really long, 18 years or something like that.
Years.
Now look at this, right? It took them that long. You know why it took them that long? You see, if Mandela was just a fashion model or an entertainer or a blogger, a talker, he would rise fast. But because he's actually on a mission to make a fundamentally big change, it means all the guns are pointed at him. 27 years, correct? All the guns are pointed at him. Now, here's this. Even on the algorithms, even on Facebook, on almost all the platforms, every effort is made to derail the UIC. You'd not imagine what they do behind the scene. They even went when we had our March for Liberty, and we were collecting monies for the court case. Do you know that they went and confiscated our what do you call it again? GoFundMe page. They confiscated it and confiscated all the money, right? Wow. These people go in and suggest things to PayPal and shut down our PayPal account. They get the banks, all the banks in Jamaica, except for one little credit union, are arrayed against us, lock us down at every turn. Guys, you have to understand, when you're in a massive battle, it's not going to be easy. It is not comparable to anything else. All the other things you see, let's say you see a vlogger who comes on and is rising, like you, SouFLo, you have 402,000 subscribers. That is phenomenal. There's some with much more, and some with far, far less. But here's the big deal. If you were a real radical pursuer of change, not just talking about it, but you were truly involved in an organized way,
right?
They will find ways to stop you.
Absolutely.
Now, we have to know that is what is happening with the UIC. And they want us to become discouraged. They want us to give up. They want us to feel defeated. Now, if you have gone through what I have gone through so far, most persons would have given up already. Most persons. How many persons would spend $15 million of their own wealth? That is at least 2 houses in Jamaica, or 3 over the course of time that I've been doing this. You understand? 3 rental properties. I could have more even if I just leverage. If I leverage, I could have at least 6 or 8 rental properties out of that money that's giving me rental income. You know, I'm very fortunate to have a wife like the one I have. She has been married to me for 30 years now. If it was any other woman, as God lives, should have divorced me long time, because of the dumb things that I have done when it comes on to our family, putting my family on the line, putting my family finance on the line, taking the abuse. You know, to have people go out there. I'm a CPA. I'm an international CPA.
Right.
To have people go out there and muddy my name about my thief money and all kind of stuff. You know what you're exposing yourself to?
Right.
It's because of my strong reputation with those who I've worked with across the world why I'm still able to stand financially, because they know Joseph Patterson. They know I've been Director of Finance in the Government of Canada. I have served as Chairman of the Board for a $14 billion operations internationally. So they know that it's not a little plaything we're talking about here. And people in this country, I have never been abused more in all my life than my own people in my own country doing evil things in an attempt to stop me from helping them. It's an amazing thing. You're trying to help them and they're trying to kill you. And I'm still standing and I'm still doing it to this day. This journey for me started officially 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. Officially it started. Prior to that, I was just preparing, learning and growing. I returned to Jamaica at 40 years old. How many Jamaicans return at 40, so forth? How come back to this country before they've lost almost all of their useful vitality to the world overseas? Right. I come back with my knowledge, my skills, and my finances and put my life and my credibility and my financial sustainability on the line. If that doesn't count for something to cause people to rise up and say, join this man and join this movement, I don't know what will, except that we simply love to have Marcus Garvey's. We love to see Sam Sharp hang in the square. We love to see Gordon hang. We love to see Paul Bogle hang. We don't want to see our leaders come out. We like leaders like the ones we have, the ones that come in poor and come out multi-million-dollar rich. Where did the Prime Minister get his wealth from? When he joined politics, when he just leave university. How come more Jamaicans in his age group can't amass the kind of wealth that he has amassed? We have to go far and go do that. We have to leave Jamaica and go work or we got drugs or something to do it. How many? He left university and within a year he had a seat in Parliament. And he has been there ever since and can tell us foolishness now with his financial affairs and can't explain. And I'm so disgusted with the Integrity Commission for failing to do a thorough job and giving us a real report rather than this half-cooked, half-baked report where now we have to be guessing and talking out in public without having hard evidence, facts solidly arrayed, and a good, decent prosecution to bring this man to account. And not just him, Mark Golding as well, because
I hope that didn't cut. That went silent. Hello? I promise y'all that was not my phone. I think Mr. Patterson's call just cut off on me. I'm hoping he calls back so he can finish this conversation. It's about to get very interesting because he said not just him, but Mark Golding as well. All right, come, Mr. Patterson. Fix up and call back. I'm looking for your call back. Then know why you're cut. Here we go. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
He's some kind of a, those are the attack, and that's all it goes.
All right, don't call then. Just leave it the line open, make him call back. All right. Yeah, I'm leaving the line open for him. Something happened to his phone. They just chopped the line. Boy, it's So I see the comment section. I see somebody says SouFLo is SouFLo, you sound defeated for real, or you look defeated for real. Boy, you know, the more somebody okay. Okay, here we go. All right, you're back. Live on the air. Mr. Patterson?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Live on the air.
Good. Yes, I don't know what happened here. Maybe somebody wanted us just for a conversation.
Yeah, just chopped suddenly.
I tell you. Yes, can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, where were we?
You were saying not just Andrew, but Mark Golding as well. We were talking about you were at the IC Integrity Commission and their findings.
Yes. So I mean, here's what I want the Jamaican people to understand and know, right? Because we have fallen for this trick now for 80 years. For 80 years, we're falling for the trick, and here's the trick. The reason why the Integrity Commission did not do a full and proper job and then prosecute the Prime Minister and carry him to court and complete their case and charges is because they do not want to do that. Right. What they want to do instead, they want to simply bring him down politically. So he is damaged politically and he's voted out of office, but we the people never get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and he doesn't go to prison. You understand? And because when the shoes go on the other foot, then the other side will also end up in prison because the Prime Minister will not go down without a fight. So if they bring him down fully, you're going to hear more disclosures about what really happened in FinSat. And from PJ Patterson and Omar Davis right down to Hardley Shaw and Mark Golding and many others will be so severely implicated and so severely damaged that the Jamaican people would finally cut ties with both of them forever. Now the PSOJ oligarchies cannot afford that. They cannot afford for their two parties to become so damaged. All they want is for us to play the game, the illusion of choice. So we will swap Black Dog for White Monkey every now and again, and we will just keep the game going, but it's still a game. And the game is the Jamaican people must never ever move away from the JLP and PNP, because those are the two parties sponsored by the PSOJ oligarchy. And when we elect either of them, we're electing the PSOJ to continue to extract billions from our economy. No matter how poor we are, notice the banks are always reporting billions in profits. $23.3 billion recently by NCD, right? While the Jamaican people are suffering. So they have a game plan, and the game plan works perfectly because it causes us to see each other as the enemy, while they get to divide us and distract us and consistently extract our wealth from us. And it has been going on perfectly since we moved from the slavery era into the colonial era, into the so-called self-governance independent era. Jamaica has never been self-governed. It has never been independent because it is merely being manipulated by the plantocracy, now called the PSOJ oligarchy, who controls the economy through the two parties they control via our political system. So the UIC mustn't win. The UIC is anathema. The PSOJ want us to be wiped out, clean and clear, because they do not want the Jamaican people ever to come to this knowledge and realize that they have been duped for 80 long years. Duped. And that's why more and more Jamaicans, even though they might not understand it the way that I've just described it, they're moving out of the electoral system. From 53% to 63% to now 70% are just backed out of the system. Now they're trying to galvanize us again. They always do that with a new leader. They always get a new leader and try to get us to... Sorry?
No, as in less and less people are interested in voting.
Yes. But they're trying now, they're now fooling a new batch of young people, right? And our young people are easy to fool with foolishness because 83% of us are failing, right? 83% of our students are failing in school every year. So you're talking about a fully dunce population. And so they get to manipulate that population. So now you have young people foolishly, for the little crumbs that they get from these political parties, that nice them up with little giveaways and t-shirts and caps and little pocket money here and there, nice them up and make them promises that will never be fulfilled, and get them to join their parents and grandparents in voting against their own rights, voting against themselves. Because each and every year, Jamaica is becoming less Jamaican and more foreign owned. And it will not stop until we decide to stop it.
Yeah. All right. Fully understood. Fully understood. I don't think, I'm looking at the audience, if they have any questions for Mr. Patterson. I was just on the verge of, not on the verge, but on the, it's one of those days for me where I was feeling like, you know, it's time to throw the towel in. It ain't going nowhere kind of thing. We know what we know now. So on all platforms, it's UIC Jamaica for you, right?
Yes, absolutely. UIC Jamaica, TikTok, UIC Jamaica, Facebook, UIC Jamaica, everywhere. But you know, the key thing that we can do, social, if just imagine if 10,000 of us became members of the UIC and donated and volunteered and hold us accountable. I mean, come to our meetings and hold us accountable. You know, vote on leadership, challenge my leadership. Say, boy, Mr. Patterson, you're not loud enough, or you know, whatever enough, or whatever it is. No problem. Come and challenge. Get involved. Ask for the money there. You know, look at the financials. Check out the audit. Get involved, like you do in any. You see, my people join whole heap of things all the time. Things in foreign and Canada and wherever. They quickly join. Something that the white man start, and they join it, and they're doing this challenge and that challenge, and they're freely giving their money and their time. Give your money and time now to Jamaica, no? If you want to come back to this country to retire one day, give your money and time to it now. What is it going to cost you if you just put aside $10 every month? I said, $10 every month I'm giving to UIC every month so that we can get somewhere. And then come to the meeting. When we have our annual general meeting, come. And say, okay, what is on the table now? Who is up for president? Who is up for vice president? Whatever. Hear what I'm going to say. Ask them questions. Check things out. You know, get involved, man. And this is your country, you know, and not just mine. And if we can make, listen, Jamaica has all the ingredients to be no less than Singapore, yet still we're very less than them. Singapore is 1/15 our size, with twice our population, with 93% of their people being homeowners, when we can't even get to 66% quite well. Their students are the brightest in the world. Most of our students are the duncest in the world now. We're producing more dunce picking than ever. You know, we can't manage electricity, we can't manage road, we can't manage water, basic things. They're way past that. They're now into plastics and aerospace technology. Singapore has one of the best armies in the world. Nobody wants to joke with the Singaporean army. And yet still them so small and so behind us. So we can do better, we must do better, but we won't do better if we continue to not put our money and our time where our mouth is. Put your money and your time into the UIC and let us take back our country. 10,000 members, 20,000, 30,000. Let's raise our membership to 500,000 and just $10 a month. We can easily win a full slate of candidates in the House, take control, push out this foolish thing they call their Republic Constitution, which is no Republic Constitution. That's a joke. Let's get Jamaica a real constitution that's of the people, by the people, and for the people, and move our country forward right now. And we can do it.
All right, sir.
All right, sir. We're going to leave you now.
All right, sir. I appreciate you calling in.
My pleasure. Take care. All the best to your viewers.
And you're always welcome to this platform too, yes?
Sure. Bring me on anytime. I'm happy to come on.
All right.
Okay?
All right. You have a good one.
Take care. Bye-bye. Same to you.
I ain't gonna lie. This is how I like people that are straightforward, though. I'll tell you the truth. You know, it's like the person where made all the false information and false videos saying I'm this and I'm that, and they leave their number, and then I call the number and they don't answer, and I call the number and they don't answer, and I call the number and they don't answer. I called this man name and he answered. I stated what I didn't like about or why I don't think it would be effective, and he answered with no hesitation. That says a lot to me. That says a lot to me. Yo-Yo, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yo-Yo said, I think that most people have lost hope with a lot of doubt. And yes, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm just real with it, and I put it out front. Like, this is how I'm feeling today. You know, this is how I'm feeling about the whole situation. This is how I'm feeling today. Listen, this is okay, so this is the second time that Mr. Patterson has been here, right? He doesn't talk with a stutter. He doesn't speak confusingly. He's very straightforward, as you can see. And anything he has said to you is something, if you don't believe him, you can go look it up. My thing is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Is this something that we're going to have to quietly... I mean, where do we go from here? I heard everything he said. I agree with everything he said. For me, the JLP and the PNP thing now work, so I stay out of them thing. That's where I'm at with that. So for all the people who keep on putting my name up on social media talking about, is a PNP from silent till, you know, and leave me out of your stuff. Leave me out of your stuff. I'm for neither or either. All right? Leave me out of your stuff. I'm going to go focus on some other things now. I'm going to go focus on some other things now. Leave me out of your stuff. We already do enough of that, and we see say nothing come out of it. So yeah, leave me out of that. For the persons who are asking if he can travel, apparently you tuned in late, so you're going to have to watch the video all over again. If you want to catch the Mr. Patterson of the UIC segment of this morning's call and you're just tuning in, go back to 1 hour and 44 minutes into the video. That is where he started speaking. We are now at 2 hours and 21 minutes. So go back to 1 hour and 44 minutes into the video. That is where he started speaking. I will also pin it in the comment section as the first comment. So whoever is interested in hearing all he had to say can go directly to it without listening to an hour and change of video before you get to what was said. I think because the other parties are loud and have power. He explained all that. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. You know, they have hundreds of millions of dollars, and with that, you're able to move mountains, whereas they don't. So, I mean, that's relatable for all of us. Even on our small level, it's relatable. The people I'm out there with a whole lot more money than you have, they can do a whole lot more things than you can do. Even people who are not genuine or good people, no matter how good you are, you know, have the money and the back behind you. That's just how life go, right? You say wicked man prosper, because wicked man have whole heap of things and whole heap of back or money that can buy him back, that kind of stuff. So it's understood. I don't know. I think I needed that talking to this morning. For myself personally. Yeah. 1 hour, 44 minute timestamp. Back into the video, and you can start listening from there. You can write it down and go back later when we're done with the live and start it from there and listen to what was said. We have other topics that we would like to talk about this morning. So we're going to switch up right now. We're going to switch up right now. RR123 say he has to be very careful. Shit, I have to be very careful. Everybody have to be very careful. Let me end that segment by saying this. Let's stop dealing with the energy of fear. What is to be is and will be. None of us will come here to live forever. It's what you do with the time you're given here. So let's stop dealing with the energy of fear. Let's stop talking about, oh, and they might assassinate, and you have to be careful, and you have to be careful. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing that. Let's not do that anymore. You either see what the vision is or you don't. You either support what the movement is or you don't. But let's stop dealing with that. All right? All right. Moving right along. We said anything goes. That was anything goes. It went on for a while. So we're going to tie the next two topics them together. Khago has a song out that's called Tik Tok a Bad Man Place, and World Dawg Fix interview. Somebody just put in the chat that TikTok will change because it was bought by Disney. That is updated information to me. It must have happened while we were here talking, because up until recently, I knew that there was an order in for TikTok to be banned in the United States of America if it was not sold to an American entity. So seeing in the comment section them saying that it was bought by Disney, I'm looking for TikTok sold to see if it's true before we get into this conversation. No, fact check. No, Disney did not buy TikTok for $100 billion. So I guess the rumor is going around that TikTok was bought by Disney for $100 million. Fact check says no, no such thing happened. We're here to set the record straight. All right. So where does it sit? I want to talk about World Dawg interview. So World Dawg gets shot up in Miami, and his friend Joe lost his life. Rest in peace to Joe. Sad situation. A couple of things I learned from. I encourage you to go and watch The Fix. Yeah, I don't mind sending people to other people's platform. I'm not one of those people. I mean, I send nobody over there because they're going to get my viewers and my subscribers. Them. Hello. The people them that come see you, them got to many other platforms on social media across all platforms. So you can't keep nobody. I never had a problem sending people other places. Anyhow, because I covered the whole World Dawg situation extensively from when everything happened till now, I was one of them that really wanted to hear what he had to say. I remember there was a brother who said he was there, and he's not hiding. Him do a video where I'm saying, I'm not hiding my face either. I'm not hiding my face. I was there. A lot of other people was around me. We saw what happened that night, and he gave an account. Well, watching the video yesterday, I learned that one, World Dawg definitely knows who shot him. He said it clearly, which is what I said before. I said, you know what? I feel like him know who shoot him now. I feel like him knows who do it. Well, he confirmed it yesterday. Now, when I said it, I was just saying what I felt like. He confirmed it. He knows who shot him. Not only that, obviously, when he said that, my next thought was, the case that he's involved in is a serious case. It wasn't no drive-by and a couple of gunshot chip off your vehicle. He was seriously injured and his friend died. So a murder was committed. Now, knowing law enforcement in the US and how they handle things, that's as serious as it gets, right? So for him to come on a show and say, me know everybody were involved. Everybody. And then I heard him say, the detective, me never want to believe, say this man set me up until the detective tell me, say, is him. That tells me that in some point in the near future, there should be arrests coming surrounding that case, because obviously they know who it is, right? Obviously they know who it is. Karen Notice says he's a strong man who loves and has vision for his country. All right, to offer that. So yeah, watching the interview, you can go find his full interview on TikTok. Not TikTok, you remember TikTok. You can go find him full interview on The Fix. It's crazy. The brother said You know why me get shocked? Me get shocked because me lend somebody my money and me ask back for the money that I lend, my money that I lend them. That's why me get shocked. Which tells me also that the narrative that was being spun by the guy who said he was there and him can tell you, say, $2,500 because him know the number there because of that him here in the argument and him can tell you how everything go. Apparently, all his words have checked out because World Dog admitted yesterday that that's exactly why he got shot. So now, looking forward to an arrest sometime soon. That person who did it or whose name is heavily involved in it, they must be on the run right now. They got to be on the run right now. I wish Word Dog all the best. He's going to need a lot of therapy, I can tell. The whole time I'm watching the interview yesterday, my occupational therapy side of my brain kicked in because I started analyzing. I was analyzing his seating and positioning is what we call it. I was analyzing his seating and positioning. I was analyzing his body structure and how, you know, that side where he got shot looked different from the side where it was unaffected, where nothing happened over there on that side, and how he was carrying it. And I kept saying, while I'm watching the video, I'm like, you have to pull up the other side. You have to pull it up because your clavicle will stretch and you're gonna sublux at the glenohumeral joint in the shoulder joint. Me did I talk like me I try to talk to him through the screen. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm doing better since I heard Mr. Patterson.
Okay. Are you gonna be on topic? Because we have a thing now where if you're not on topic, okay.
Yes. From Mr. Patterson, his position right now is the safest position because anything.
You know, I'm not on Mr. Patterson, right? I left that topic a long time ago. That's why I asked you.
In viewing, sorry.
That's why I asked you if you're going to be on topic. No. Go ahead and say what you
have to say. Could I ask a question?
Yes.
I don't know how to connect with him.
With Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you, yeah.
Well, okay, so check it out, right?
I'll just.
No, listen. On all platforms, it's UIC Jamaica. So if you go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of the platforms, it's UIC Jamaica. From there,
I'm not connected with any of those.
Well, if you want to reach out to them, you have to get connected with them.
Okay.
Okay. So you're connected with YouTube. You're on YouTube right now. Go UIC Jamaica.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't see a YouTube channel for him.
UIC Jamaica.
Okay, I'll do my own. I'll do my own digging.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll leave the subject. All right. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, I think we exhausted that topic, so we want to leave it right where it's at, right? On all platforms, it's UIC Jamaica. I'm suspecting that if you go to any one of them and if you follow long enough, you'll eventually get a way to be in contact with him, right? Right. UIC Jamaica, Liberty TV. Okay. Back to what I was saying now. The situation, what happened with World Dog is pretty serious. If you listen to a lot of the stuff that he said, if you listen to it, I messed with my phone. A message just came in. If you listen to a lot of the stuff that World Dog said in his interview, I'll say a couple of things. I'll say this. It looked like, I was going to say, boy, it looked like the gunshot straightened him up. Or it looked like not straightened up as in he was lean, but call him take a talk and turn it into something else funny. It matured his mind like almost instantly, but he said that's how he's always been. And we must remember that what he does on camera is not necessarily who he actually is, right? Which brings us to the TikTok space and the things that have been happening. So Khago made a song, and that song is on Khago YouTube, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Khago's platform, and it's called TikTok, a Bad Man Place. I wrote out the entire song word for word. I did a whole video review on it, and then my computer did something this morning where I lost 5 of the 7 videos I recorded yesterday. So still, I'm going to incorporate that into this morning. In the song, Khago basically said, them a go on like man life can't buy back. Them a go on like them life here sell a shop. TikTok a bad man place, or TikTok a gunman place. From Yard Hype, it says, following the death of Naya, the youth that was shot, gunned down while he was live on TikTok, the physical assault of Moya, which is another TikToker, and her boyfriend TJ, who got severely beaten, plus the shooting of World Dawg and Joe, the incident involving Shalom, because Shalom had to. I'm watching social media one day, and you know them take the TikTok video them and them share them on YouTube and other platforms. So I don't remember if I was on YouTube or Facebook, but I saw a video of a Rasta brother, a dreadlock looking brother that was doing his thing on a platform live and had to run for his life mid-live and jump off over a wall into a precipice and started to swim way out like he was swimming out to sea. And I thought for a second that this looked like some kind of jokey thing. I'm getting to learn that it might not have been some kind of jokey thing. It might have been when the killers come for you. Right. So this is how I got to know the person who's called Shalom. Khago addressed the hostility and the violence surrounding the TikTokers on their latest track. On his latest track, Xavier Foga, who is the young man who recently lost his life, Naya Gang. He was shot and killed during the live stream over the weekend, and prior to his murder, the same situation with Moya and her boyfriend physically assaulted, the situation that involves, what's his name? Now look for his name. He's connected to Shensia. I can't remember his name right now. But you know the situation me I thought. Ramesh. Thank you, Ramesh. All right. One of the sections of Khago song says, nowhere no safe. You could have hide in a gun case. TikTok a bad man place. Too much SYM. GUN. You better have that on your waist. Yeah. When the shot of them come, you better chuck off in the shallow. You better chuck off in the shallow, from the shallow, in the deepest reservoir. Social media, a bad man place. You know, it got me thinking, what he was basically saying here is, I don't know if you know what a gun safe look like, but a gun safe you're supposed to be able to lock in your rifle and your handguns and all that, and nobody's supposed to be able to get there. You might tell us TikTok is super dangerous for us, right? You could have locked yourself in a gun case. And too much SYM and too much GUN. SYM, for those of you who don't know what's going on there, is a synonym short for suck your mother. The same thing that I keep telling everybody over here, so don't do it. So we don't like it. So we don't want to hear nobody telling nobody to suck their mother. I've always said that, right? Khago said in the song that him take away himself when the Ras them did want box him. him take away himself because him knows that the Ras them war is real. Social media, a bad man place, a gunman place. What he was talking about was an incident that happened years ago, where he got into an altercation, not an altercation, but a verbal altercation then with none other than Sizzla Kalonji. And, you know, Khago was very vile and got on social media and said a whole lot of things. You know, Sizzla figure stuck out him mother and all kind of something like that. And then a lot of us back then were saying, people like Sizzla, Bounty Killer, Vibes Cartel, not just one man. It's quite a few people who have risen to such stature and status within our culture that people will do you things for them without them having to. They don't even know the person that's gonna do you something. If you can wrap your mind around this, them not even know the man who are gonna do you something. A man will see you and say, yo, and a boy there, you know, always a call up a general name, you know. Yo, bust him head, dog, or do something to you, right? And I think they've gotten to that status. So it got to that way for Khago at that time because of all the stuff he had said about Sizzla. There were a lot of people who were responding on social media who were promising to do him serious harm. And Khago actually took away himself from Jamaica, period. And he was living overseas for years, right? And many times had mentioned that he can't go back to Jamaica right now because all of this people want him life and all that stuff. So social media has always been that. Not just TikTok. Because I now see a lot of people saying, oh, me can't wait for them ban the TikTok so them can go find work. I'm not that kind of person. I don't want them ban the TikTok so nobody can go find work. The world is changing. There are lots of people out here who are not our kind of people who are making lots of, I'm talking about life-changing money on TikTok. I understand that some of us speak from a place of jealousy, but we try to mask it as we are concerned or we want better. Your vex that snowfall outside last night and you have to get up this morning 6 o'clock and 5 o'clock and skate on snow and go work. And you have to go work 50 hours for the week, 60 hours for the week to make your ends meet. And a youth sit down in yard whole day on TikTok and probably made your whole week's salary. So a lot of people are, you know, I hope them ban it. I hope them ban it. I hope them do this. I hope them do that. There's a lot more good going on TikTok than there is actually bad. I spoke about this before about us and how we always either kill the goose that lay the golden egg, meaning you will have a youth, you know, will fly out of a community, say him get in bus and get big and move up in life. And it's the same youth will start come back to his community and say, you know, I can't forget where I come from and the people them will grow me and me grow up with. So let me go back to my community and start give back to my community. It be that same person, them look for kill. Now, after you kill a person like that, you can't replace him. You know? So I call that the goose that, or I call that killing the goose that lays the golden egg. That is something that seems to be a commonplace in our culture. I don't want to see TikTok banned, and I don't want to see the youths them who are getting the money off of it stop get money off of it. The people who are say, all them do are beg. Them not beg me. And I'm not the one that's giving. So I'm not offended by their begging either. If they have if they have built a platform and they can beg on their platform and earn a living from their begging, if you want to call it begging. World Dawg yesterday, a very interesting interview. I think y'all need to go watch it because his explanation of it is he's not a beggar and he's not begging, which he's absolutely right. He is an entertainer. And a lot of us are so old school in our mind that we haven't seen that the world has changed. If you're still thinking that everybody have to wake up every day, go fill out a job application, wait for somebody to call you back for your interview, go sit in front of somebody and wait to be hired, then the world is leaving you behind, my friend. Right? There are a lot of people who are working remotely who got a job completely online and are making equal in your salary online. right? So, and the way he explained it too is he's providing a service, which he is. He is providing entertainment, and people tune in and they enjoy his entertainment, so they pay him for it. I was like, wow, can't really look on it like begging. The only part that I'm worried about for us, though, is that the internet has made the world a smaller place. So he spoke about jealousy, and the person who actually set him up and shoot him up, he said is somebody who he would be making money around, and he would divulge to them, and he would say something like, yo, me just make 15 grand, you know. We talk US dollars, you know. Me just make 15,000. And him go back and go do a next match or a next session, and he come back and him say, yo, we make a next 10 or a next 5. Not knowing all along that that was causing so much envy to bubble up inside of the person who's sitting right next to you. But that's life. That's life. A lot of the times, the people who envy you the most are the people who are closest to you. The people who envy you the most sometimes are people where you're making your money, you're spending it with them, you're making sure they are always okay, and they be your biggest enemy. Jealousy is a hell of a thing. So for us, I'm worried about that. But also I'm worried about, and this could happen on any platform, I'm worried about them, the warring back and forth. Because people are actually paying to see the war. That's the thing right there. People are actually paying to see the war. So when two men now get on TikTok and them start cuss each other, and a man say, yo, hey boy, you soon dead, you know. Remember me tell you, you know, watch and see. You wait till you hold your round so. And the next person on the other screen is saying, suck your mother youth. Dead what? You know nobody. You can't do man nothing. You know, I see people gifting and giving them gifts. Now that is an incentive to continue warring. That is and now we're finding out that some of these are actually real. You see your enemy go live. I don't know how they do it. I guess you tap in and have them have you join the live so them can cuss you for entertainment's sake. All me I say to my people is, if you get a little money on TikTok or your big money, whichever one it is, just get your money and then do something constructive and positive with your money. There's a TikToker out there called Rosalie. And the first time I see Rosalie, she was so brawling. But I'm a kind of person where, you know, me not too like certain vibes from a person. So I skip past her. Rosalie content keeps coming up around my content. So eventually me pay attention. And when I paid attention, her story caught me. You know, don't judge a book by its cover. Her story caught me. She said she used to be a higgler. And she used to sit down out a road, set up her things and sit down out a road and sell, you know. And I can relate to that. Clarendon I come from. Only farmers in my community. So when people plant them yam and banana, dasheen, cocoa, breadfruit, and you have to tend to those things until them come to fruition, and then you reap them, and then you heap up donkey cart and taxi trunk and go to market and set up and out there with your scale and you sell. Imagine doing all that and the whole day pass and you don't sell not one thing. Rosalie said when she did sit down out there as a higgler with all her goods and something, and she not get one sale for the day, and she have picnic. So I'm just thinking this is some girl when she have responsibilities, youth for mine. So she's like, when we sit down out there, and me now make not even one sale for the day, nobody never, the people them we are talking now about say me beg too much and me not for this and me not for that. Not one of them would have passed me and buy anything from me. But she realized she said certain things, she move a certain way, people gravitate towards her, she can sit down on TikTok instead of sitting down out in the streets. To me, that's an upgrade. To me, that's a come up. If you can put me in a store instead of putting me outside, what she said, sun come, dry me, rain come, wet me, not even get one sale for the day. Who wouldn't want an office as opposed to standing outside in the sun all day? And then who wouldn't want the office to be in your house, where you literally do not have to leave your house and you make more money than what you would have make if you stand up outside the whole day? A simple mathematics that for everybody. The heart of a lot of our people, though, is not good towards each other. Because me look on that story there, and from that, I drew my conclusion that, yo, I'm not judging nobody. If they're out there getting their money on TikTok and that's how they get their money, more I'd rather see them do that than see them a bata out in the street and barely making it. It's a better situation for them. It's a better situation for them. You know? End of the day, with the World Dawg thing, I think World Dawg case is going to be solved sometime soon. And that's the reason why he was able to say all he said. Because if it wasn't going to be solved sometime soon and they didn't have somebody on the radar, this is America. You can't be involved in a case where a murder was committed and you say, I know everybody that's involved. I know who do it. And you don't expect law enforcement to come knock on your door. So we're looking forward to see the outcome of that. I have a person in mind. And it pretty much says who the person is. If you go back and pay attention to the other video, then we just don't want to call up people name and on our thing. But I'm looking forward to see this solved and see who the authorities brought in. Now, please don't draw my name in this and say me I chat people business. This is a very public thing that has already happened. And I've stayed true to my style. My style is commentary. My style is commentary after the facts. And the facts have been laid out. Crystal G said they could stay over there all day and beg because they can't get my money and I will never sign up for that. See, and I'm not, and that's the thing, Crystal G, that I'm saying. If you're not the person that's giving them, then don't even be worried about them. You know? It's just like when I over here say, yo, I'm going to Jamaica, I have this church or I have this health center that I'm trying to help. We have to get a certain amount of things to give to the health center. Any donation will be good, accepted. You know, I'm asking my audience to donate to the cause. Help me so I can help people. Then I have people who hear that and they go away and say stuff like, a scam, SouFLo, a scam Ross people. Yeah, YouTube coming like it's the new scammers ground. Them over there talk about them want to help people. Him not get my money. One woman say him not get my money. A money him look so him can go carry him woman go shopping. By at the time, wifey name was Brains on YouTube. But a money him look so him can go carry Shakira go shopping. Them not get a penny from me. And I saw a lot of those comments over on another platform because somebody come over here, take it, cause me said that, and carry it gone with it. And my thing is this, right? You didn't plan to give a penny. So why are you slandering? Just turn your head the next way and make the people them do what them do. You know? I'm never the one to try to box food out of people's hands that I don't plan on feeding. Did that miss you? Let me say it again. I am never the one to try to box food out of anybody's hands that I don't plan on feeding. Can you box out the people them little food out of them hand? You gonna feed them? Are you gonna feed them? You slander the person who was trying to help those who are in need. Sabotage them. Are you going to help those who are in need that he was helping? Or are you just gonna left them? Right. So for me, I've come to a conclusion that the people who do the slandering, they are even worse. They are even worse. Because you just denied somebody help. Somebody that really needs help, you denied them help by slandering who was about to help them and cutting off the supply of help. from that person to get to them, but you left them stranded. Nans says they are making, oh yes, Nans, yes. I thought you were saying feed the, well, go and feed your family. They're making money legally. That's another thing. That's another thing. That yeah, we have a saying, right? What's the devil find work for idle hands? Me would rather know, sir, them sit down on TikTok whole day and then make a money than to know that they were outside whole day, a broke in at somebody's house, a thief something around there, so orchestrating or following through with any kind of criminal activities. So I don't have no problem with it. Mel says, I hate that TikTok may go through a small hiccup in January. I hear if there is no buyer for the platform, a lot are earning some serious coins. Yes, TikTok is slated to be sold. No, TikTok is slated to be banned in the United States of America come January. TikTok is slated to be banned in the United States of America come January. The owners of TikTok are Chinese. TikTok is owned by a Chinese entity. The United States of America government says they don't want TikTok to be owned by a Chinese entity and operating in the United States of America because it is a security risk. Gathering too much data from US citizens. So what they have done is they have given TikTok the ultimatum. You buy it, you sell it, or we send you packing. The owners of TikTok refused to sell it. They filed a counterclaim. The counterclaim was denied. It was upheld in a court. A federal judge upheld it for the US government that it must be sold by the deadline or it will be banned in the US. So TikTok to be banned in the US deadline. Okay, so it's January of 2025. And the latest news is that TikTok is one step closer to being banned in the US. They lost the bid to strike down a law that could result in the platform being banned in the United States of America. So the Chinese, they tried to fight it, and a judge shot it down. A US appeal court upheld the law in a ruling on Friday, denying TikTok argument that the law was unconstitutional. The judges found that the law does not contravene the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, nor does it violate the Fifth Amendment, guaranteed of equal protection of the law. The ruling means that the platform, TikTok, is one step closer now to being banned in the US, unless it can convince Chinese parent company ByteDance to sell the app or to find a buyer. Starting on January 19th of 2025. After that deadline, US app stores and internet services could face hefty fines for even hosting that app, TikTok, if it is not sold. Under that legislation, Biden may issue a one-time extension of the deadline. Now, Biden is only in office for a short period of time more, and then Donald Trump will take over next. Which I was telling somebody, I said, Donald Trump is about money. So maybe some kind of deal can be struck with TikTok, because TikTok is a money place. It generates a whole lot of money. And Trump is about making money. So maybe a different kind of deal will be struck with him versus what was struck under the Biden administration, right? Donna Davis, thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Let me see. Yeah, for some reason my chat is stuck. Okay, here we go. Yep, stuck. I know many that left their 9 to 5 to be content creators, and it was given them financial freedom, Mel says. Many people have gone on to be content creators, and it has given them some financial freedom. The thing about being a content creator is it's a lot of hard work. If you decide to do the hard work, then it can be rewarding. But once a lot of people find out how hard it is actually, because a lot of people are under the impression that you just grab a camera and you set up and you just film, or you just go live and you just talk and you get rich. But once that, and you might get a run in the beginning, but after a while, and I would say even after weeks or months, it all fades out. And if you don't have a proper plan in place, a solid platform, you're not going to grow, you're not going to earn, and you know how the bills them stay, right? The bills them keep coming. So I've seen many people leave traditional work to do content creating, and then I've seen many people completely leave content creating to go back to traditional work. Them even say, you know what? And some of them I've said to them, I said, so why don't you just do it part-time? Do the content creation part-time, make it an extra income on the side and thing. They're like, boy, SouFlo, me not like. When me done with my 9 to 5, me no want to see that, because that take too much work. Me say just do it on the weekend then, because you work all week. No, sir. Me I rest on the weekend. That really take too much work. It will take up my whole weekend. Okay, so you're not willing to go the extra mile for it, right? You invested something and some entity wants you to sell it. That's how it goes, though. That's how it goes. You can even sell your channel. I can sell SouFLoTV. You know, it is. That's what I'm trying to tell my audience. This is a bit of an education moment for those who don't know. If you build a restaurant outside in the street, and let me choose a name out of the chat. You build a restaurant outside in the street. DR, thank you. Call it DR and Nans. Mr. Nans right there say he is very polished. And Mr. DR says, I heard Lisa Hanna talking the same thing about Singapore. Maybe he needs to be join forces and let us take back the country. So call the restaurant Nans and DR. If you call your restaurant Nans and DR and your restaurant blows up, it becomes very successful, you can franchise out the restaurant. Next thing you know, you have a Nans and DR in some parts of Florida. You have it some parts in New York. You have it some parts, before you know it, the Nans and DR franchise turned into like a Burger King and McDonald's franchise. It's all over the country and all over the world. Or same thing for your TikTok or your YouTube channel, really. Now, I don't know about TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Same thing for your YouTube channel. It's a business that you've built, but it's not a brick and mortar. It is online, but it is a business that you built. So you can sell it if you want to sell it. Don't worry, me not sell this because a business like mine would be hard to sell because I am the business. That's why it would be hard to sell. If I was selling clothes and shoes and them kind of something there over here, or random entertainment from different people except for myself, then you can walk away from that and sell it. Like a barbershop, beauty salon, right? You can sell those. A restaurant, you can sell those. Like this would have been hard for me to sell because who else is going to be me? And it is me why the people them come here. And I don't know, it just wouldn't work. So you invested something and some entity wants you to sell it. That's how it goes. But they want TikTok to be sold because they cannot control it. That's the problem. Now, they're not saying you have to do away with it, because the owners of TikTok can use it in all other parts of the world where they'll be allowed to use it. America has a right, though, to say to an outside-owned business, if they, I want you to walk with this, America has a right to say to a outside-owned business, if you get the right, the privilege rather, to operate inside of the United States of America. So it's along the fair lines. Jamaica has a right to say if an outside country entity can operate inside of Jamaica. It's no different. It's no different. One of the things about TikTok for me that I know is a contentious point for the US is that the United States of America armed forces enlistment numbers have dropped significantly. See, back in a time gone by, right, a lot of students were coming out of high school and even coming out of college saying, I'm going to join the military because it's an honorable thing to do. Because my daddy was in the military, because my granddaddy was in the military. I always wanted to be a soldier, that kind of stuff. What is a strong country without an army? It don't make no sense. So the US has to maintain its military presence, but they're not getting a lot of young people rushing out of school saying, sign me up. Why? Because social media has given way to a new way. You can't tell no young youth, I want you to go join the army and they're going to talk to you all kinds of ways and do this and that. And he's looking at his homeboy who they're the same age, and he got on TikTok in 1 year. He already bought his dream car, which his daddy worked 30 years and still couldn't buy. He already bought his dream car in that 1 year. He already probably paid off half or all of his parents' mortgage. He moved out on his own already, living in a gated community, or bought his own house for some of them. That doesn't sound like you want to leave that and go to the army or the military. So they're making different choices. If you ask a lot of, they did a survey, and the survey said majority of the youths in the United States of America between the ages of, I believe, 12 and 18 said their dream is to become a social media influencer. Not, my dream is to become a school teacher. My dream is to become a lawyer, doctor. My dream is to become a mechanic. I want to work with cars. My dream is to become an engineer. My dream is to become, nope. My dream is to become a social media influencer. Can't take that away from them. But it's putting a big dent in keeping the numbers up for the US military. So hell yeah, of course, America has a problem with it. And not only that, they've already said the app itself gathers too much information on US citizens, to include all your biometrics and everything else. So, you know, it's seen as a threat. Now, they would prefer for them to own it because them already have all that info upon you anyway. Right. RR123 says they have until January 19th to be sold to a US group or entity. Yes. And then after that, they will be banned in the US. Well, to those who make their money on TikTok, I hope you have an alternate plan. I still don't think they're going to ban it though. But if they do, I hope you have an alternate plan. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always have another way. Always have a dollar coming in from another angle. You can't be out here just solely dependent on TikTok. Do I think it's going to be banned? The answer is no. But it looks like it is though. But I'm still saying no because it makes too much money for them to just kill it right there. So we'll see. We'll see. With that said, it's 11:25. We've been up here quite some time. We're going to leave it right here. I will timestamp the video for those who are listening though, and you do want to hear the argument from Mr. Patterson of the UIC when we talk about Jamaica and Jamaica's politics and JLP, PNP being the same thing for how many years? Just same coin, two different sides kind of thing. Go listen to, starting in this video at 1 hour and 44 seconds in, is where Mr. Patterson's conversation starts. All right? I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. God spare my life. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Be good. Walk with God. And remember, Miss Ruby, my granny, said if you can't be good, be careful. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, we'll see you tomorrow, if God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.